Ladies and gentlemen, we are back now, and it's a bittersweet moment because tonight is the final round of the AK Racing V8 Supercars. And not just any round, it's the last time we're going to be doing the Gen 2s. So we're going to give it a cracking hot farewell tonight. And my name is Chris Munro, joined tonight, as always, the man, the myth over here to my left, Zach O'Reilly.
Christopher Munro puts the magnificent in Munro, that's for sure. It's a pleasure to have you here tonight. And yeah, by jingos, ladies and gentlemen, it's on like Donkey Kong tonight. We have a mystery round, but even though it's the finale of the Gen 2s, this is all going to set off. Even everyone's going to be surprised. Doesn't matter what happens here, viewers, races, you name it. It's going to be an absolute rip snorter tonight. Cannot wait to see what we do. And it is a championship battle there too. So we've got that to look forward to between the Project 4 guys. And then the minor placings are absolutely tight as a Greek's pocket at the moment. And it's going to be on like Donkey Kong. Cannot wait.
Sure is. And we have no time to waste, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to get into the standings now as they stand. Alex McEwen out in front for Project 4, 1695. Not far behind him is Nick Mello. So these are the two guys, the only two, I think, in the field here that can win tonight. It's all over bar the shouting for one of those guys. James Claypole's done well in the last few rounds to claw his way up to third position there. And he's just kicked clear a little bit of Scotty Garrick, who's making up some ground late as well. Matty Cotter down there in fifth, dropped the position there in the fight in the previous round. And so did Brandon Pierce. Both of those getting jumped by Scotty Garrick. Harley Marshall there down in seventh for MBR is on a late charge, but he's left it a little bit too late. He might be able to get into the top five if he has a good night tonight. Clayton Pine out there in eighth position, the qualifying king or the hot lap specialist. Let's see what he can do next year. Lachlan Grant down there in ninth with Jack Ferguson making out your top 10, Zach O'Reilly.
Yeah, very good job by everyone in that top 10 tonight. And look at that down in the back half of the top 10. Elliott, McFadden, Nielsen, all very, very tight together. Fabian Fitness is back in the server, so look out. This is a protagonist for the whole season and has missed a couple of due to work, but he's back here for Senator Fem Motorsport. It's going to be good to see him. The chef is not in. Jesse Marshall for MBR is here. Schmerl he is not here either. I do not think so. He's going to miss out. And Banachek, Ferguson, and Dean Hanley round out your top 20, and those two are on for sheep stations as well, Chris.
Yeah. There's plenty of little battles all up and down the field, but that's the status quo here at AK Racing, especially in the V8 Supercars. These guys are tight all the way down. Speaking of which, it looks like Alex McEwen's just kicked clear here in the practice session with the 121.9. That is that's just about the quickest we've had all week. But I'll tell you what, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, it's the mystery round. So you got to be on your toes, Zach O'Reilly. What I mean, of all the possibilities that could happen here, there's quite a few. So these drivers are going to be scratching their head and they'll be guessing right to the very end.
I'll tell you what, this is going to be fun. I reckon they're going to scratching their heads is going to be one thing to do, Chris, but maybe a change of underpants or tracksuit pants or shorts because it's going to get sweaty with nerves. That's for sure. Yes. We're going to have everything happening here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We cannot wait here for the last time here at AK Racing's V8 Supercars for this season.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's enough of that talk. It's time to get cracking here in tonight's racing. So strap your hats on because here is a lap of the lovely Laguna Seca. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's Kyle Harvey. No, that's not the right one. Oh, no. Absolute rubbish going on here at the.
We could race there.
Yeah, we could race there. We'll do a little special over there at Kyle Army. The early start's just thrown us off, ladies and gentlemen. But I'll tell you what, in about 4 seconds, we'll get down to the actual track that we are doing. And here we are.
There we go.
Laguna Seca, 3.6 kilometres, 11 turns. Coming at you out here in the American desert. Turn 1 is just a little kink down to the braking zone here for the Andretti hairpin. So that look out for the moves up and down the inside. Multiple lines you can take through there as well. One of the more difficult turns I've ever encountered here is turn 3 because you can't really judge where you need to turn in. It's a hard one. Turn 4 is just chuck it in and hope for the best. Try not to run it too far wide out there into the kiddie litter as you go underneath the little overpass here and up the hill into turn 5. Hug the inside, get on the power as fast as you can, and then you got time to try and judge your turn-in point here for the little kink at turn 6. That's a tough one to keep it on the track too, but plenty of time to be made up as they come up the hill and to the highest part on the circuit. It's the world famous corkscrew. It's the poor man's dipper, as some people say, but it looks a little bit bigger and a bit more runoff as well. Down the hill through Rainy Curve. That's a hard one. All these turns are very unique, very difficult. This one's fun because you've got the camber to help you plant those wheels into the ground, and just a short little straight before you're on the anchors again into turn 11. That's the final turn on this circuit, and down through to the start-finish straight. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the season finale here. 12 minutes of qualifying coming at you fast. Race 1 is 12 laps, so it's an absolute super sprint. Race 2 is 12 minutes. Could be a mystery circuit. Who knows? Race 3 is 60 minutes long here, and the grids are set from the practice round, or the finishing positions of each one. Practice hero this week, Alex McEwen, 121.9. He's just equalled that in qualifying. In practice. So he looks like he's cherry ripe to go here, Zach O'Reilly.
Yeah, absolutely, Chris. He's more than cherry ripe. I reckon he's even a Snickers bar and a couple ready to rock and roll. But I'll tell you what, Alex McEwen just done a 992. He did a 7. 121.7, but for some reason it wasn't registered. Not sure. I wrote on board and it couldn't be unregistered. But anyway, doesn't matter because that is one hell of a lap, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you that. Yep. And he is going to be the one to beat tonight. And starting off pole, if he can get it done here for qualifying for the 12-lap sprint, that is going to be key for him. And I hope his teammate Nick Mello can follow him too, because Project 4 definitely done for the constructors. And in answer to your question there, Gearhead, Mallow definitely has a chance for the points position to be champion. So all season, all workings together, everything has come down to sheep stations here for the last one.
Yep, 315 points on offer if you can clean sweep them all. So there's plenty of moves and shakes that can happen here late in the season here for the final round. But it is only the top two in with a chance. That is McEwen and Mello, as we saw the little graphic on the screen. Much like the Wednesday Cup, I feel like it's Groundhog Day here in the Sensational TV studio. But I think we might have to wrap this intro up, ladies and gentlemen, and go racing soon. Zach, what do we think about that?
Oh, no argument from me here. Thank you very much, Gearhead, for the donation. Appreciate that, my friend. We are going to be on tonight. Let's get racing. Qualifying first, but I'm just getting too ahead of myself here. I'm excited. Qualifying coming our way shortly here at Sensational TV, Chris. I'm excited. But viewers, you know what to do. Don't go anywhere. Get those condiments refilled. Get everything set up. And make sure you're relaxed, put the Canara on, and even eat your dinner while you're watching it. For the earlier start here tonight at Laguna Seca for 8K Racing, Sensational TV will be back here for qualifying in just a hot second. Who went out on the track? That guy's getting kicked.
Down on circuit, ladies and gentlemen. We've had someone go out on track. I'm not sure who that is. It looks like they've gone back to pits just in time. But looks like Nick Mello is your first man lined up as usual there at the front of the pit lane. And Project 4 have got a brand new livery to see off the Gen 2s, and it's an absolute cracker as well.
Yeah, it's a rip snorter. Have a look at all of those features sitting there. I'm loving it. Bit of chromage, bit of this and that. I like it. The number one's on the roof, and he is ready to go. And we are off here for the first laps here of qualifying at Laguna Seca. Last time here at AK Racing for this season. Wowee, it's going to be exciting. And as they all join out single file here, I'll tell you what, they'll be as nervous as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. At the moment, these guys know that they're quick. But how quick? We're only going to find out at the end of the qualifying session.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a bit of love there in the chat from Luke Newing to cheer on his Volvo boys, and there's a fair few of them out there, as you can see in the timing tower, ladies and gentlemen. Each manufacturer there going past, going beyond their name there. So we've got Volvos, we've got Holden, bloody VFs, ZBs, we've got all of them here, Falcons and Mustangs and all of the above. There might be a lonely Mercedes down there as well, so keep an eye out for that one. But yeah, the The battle is on for the win of this championship. It's all come down to this, ladies and gentlemen. 9 rounds or 8 rounds behind us now of action-packed V8 racing. It's been some of the best we've seen in the ages, at least since a couple of current commentators went toe-to-toe there for a season. That was high up there in the entertainment stakes.
And if only it was broadcast, this channel would be up to 2.5 million subscribers by now. That was incredible stuff. But yes, it's been fantastic to watch them, Chris. And you viewers out there who use Sensational TV have been joining us along the whole ride know exactly what we're talking about. And Nick Mallow is about to start his first flying lap here. I reckon it's time to jump on board and talk us through the race circuit itself there, Christopher.
Yeah, absolutely. As we just dipped through turn 2 into turn 3, an awkward little thing there because you're sort of off and on the brakes, trying to just dab that front end in. But here you've got to just try and pick your turn-in marker and get those right-hand tyres on the ripple strip. Not too far because there's a massive sausage curb there, and that will upset the suspension and your momentum as well. This one's a difficult one because you can just nail it into third gear, try and plant the throttle as hard as you can because you've got to get all the momentum you can up this hill. Another little blind entry of a corner here. Chuck it in. Trust the suspension. Trust the setup work that you've done throughout the entire week as you head up the hill now. And you've got to try and break in a straight line as the track sort of curves away. Try and get as much of that inside curb as you can. Throw it down the right-hander there of the Temu Dipper. We're going to call it here. The Temu Dipper from Temu. Down through the right-hander here. You've got the camber to help you. That's a fun corner at the best of times in any machine. Then get it pulled up and for the slowest point on the track, this little hairpin in turn 11. And that there is a lap of Laguna Seca. And what is Mello going to post here around for the first time? It's a 1 minute 22.7. Clayton Pine's up there behind him, and Claypole and Elliott. All the times are streaming in thick and fast at the moment.
Bang. There goes Alex McKeown.
Wow.
121.9. Basically 2,000ths of a second off what he said in the practice server just previously. Already on song is Mr. McKeown. I think he could just park it up there. I don't think anyone's going to take that one off him at all. Just a bit of smart-ass parkeroon, I reckon. And just have a good go at it, mate, and just sit back, relax, watch the show. But he knows he's got a 12.7 in him, 21.7 in him. So that's all on. One of the new guys here, Mr. Van Gogh himself, or Mr. Van Gogh, as some people call. He is here. The artist is in the server racing around tonight. We'll see what he can produce in the grand scheme of things. Looking about 6 seconds off the pace at the moment, so hopefully he's not too much of a witch's hat come to the rest of the racing. Also, Adrian Hoster too. Great to see the Autobahn ZB back out there, Craig Lowndes style. And that is a cool thing. We've got a Lounsey on the side of it. So just a full tribute there for Mr. Kostyazu. And he will be on the racing track tonight for Laguna Seca. It's going to be interesting to see. And those times are just crumbling at the moment. I'll tell you what, the guys in the backpack doing 123 odds. Wowee, it's close there. And then the amount of 24s on the circuit at the moment, it's going to be tight between from basically 6th all the way down to 12th, 13th nearly at the moment. Wowee.
Yeah, absolutely. Just looking at Alex McKeown go faster again, a 121.8. I just saw on my timing screen just everything lighting up purple for him. So he has done the practice during the week, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like he is ready to rumble. So he is on provisional pole as we stand. Matt Cotter up there as well for the first time. We've seen him up there on the front row of the grid. I'm pretty sure this season he's going all right there too with the 122.7, and also on a 122.7 the other driver there for Project 4, the reigning champion. Can Alex McKeown knock him off his little saddle there? Whoa, getting very wide out of the kink too. But we'll join into these guys more later on in the coverage because the narrative is the fight between these two, and we're going to get to see plenty of them on screen anyway. But let's go back down the field. A couple of new drivers here as well. Aditya Krishna with an absolutely cracking livery. Look at that. I love the colour scheme of that.
That's a bit of you there, Christopher, and it's a bit of me too. That teal greedy blue is awesome. HKS as well. Getting the rice onto the field at the moment is Krishna, that's for sure. That takes me back to Too Fast and Furious days. So he'll be circulating around, doing 124, so not too bad here. Not far off the pace in the grand scheme of things for his first go. So pretty good to see Krishna here circulating around nicely, as is Causa too in the Techno Autosport livery there. It's good to see the main man having a great crack here. That's a pretty good livery too. Andre Elliott, a seasoned veteran here at the moment in the Volvos, just absolutely circulating around, happy as you go, sitting there in ninth place at the moment. Going to be very, very tricky. He's only 0.003 of a second of knocking Harley Marshall off of 8th. And I'll tell you what, it's even tighter between Pearso and Scotty Garrick. Look at that. Only not even a tenth, not even 100th in it as well. So very, very tight. But McEwen still at the top and by an absolutely convincing margin there. 1 second gap between himself and Mr. Cotter sitting in second. And then Mallow only behind as well. So championship battle, wow. I think it's all in Alex McEwen's hands at the moment here in qualifying.
Yeah, it sure is. He's got about at a second advantage too over Nick Mello. So I know Mello was doing a lot of practice during the week in the 90s V8 Supercar, or the classic V8 Supercar series that's about to kick off here at 8K Racing. So he's been he might be just a little bit undercooked there in the practice stakes, but I tell you what, the stakes are high, so he shouldn't be lacking in that respect. But Alex McEwen comes in for a pit stop. This will be his final one for the qualifying session. Chuck on some new boots, fill up the tank just for enough for about 3 laps, and he will have one last attack at it. But I tell you what, I don't know if anyone's going to get close to him there on a 1:21.7. Perhaps Cotter, if he can bring out some Cotter of yesteryear, perhaps in the pace department.
Cotter of yesteryear, he'll be hearing that, and he'll get revved up right now. You watch. He'll be up there in the racing. Maybe just a bit of a race setup for Cotter instead, just perfecting that. But I'll tell you what, the only person who can come close to Alex McEwen is the Pinecone himself in 4th. He was doing 1:22.2s in the server during the week, and that guy was very, very quick. But he is one of the hot lap specialists here, and tends to find himself a little bit away when it comes to the grand scheme of racing, does the Pinecone. But that's all right. Maybe he'll come into full bloom here and that Pinecone explode into a pollen of podium positions coming here for a couple of races we've seen here tonight. It's going to be good to see. Good luck to car 261 tonight, to Adventures with Tigger. Great to see. And Ronald Marshall is predicting some sort of format wizardry there, saying a reverse top 10 after qualifying, mate. You'd be dreaming if we do a reverse top 10 after qualifying, although that'd be nice. I don't think that's going to happen, Ron, unfortunately. So maybe a bit of in-house MBR routing there for the Marshall Brothers Racing, with Harley sitting there in 8th currently. He'd be finding himself off the second row of the grid.
Yeah, absolutely. But I tell you what, keep your predictions coming in about what little wizardry tricks we've got up our sleeve here for the formats, and perhaps what tracks we might even run. Look, that's one there that slipped through to the keeper tonight. Alex McEwen still on top by just under a second, should I say, to Matt Cotter. He's had a bit of an adventure off the track as well, but I tell you what, he's pretty safe up there. Who close out on the circuit? Fabian Fitness, first time we've seen him in the server for a couple of weeks, or for a couple of rounds, should I say. So he is back in command of the 873 Ford Falcon. There's 2 monster deliveries out there today, and that's one of them. He's rip-roaring and ready to go, Fabian Fitness. He's very quick in these cars once he gets his eye in. But he's sitting there in 10th position. He's only got to make up another 10th to get up the order a little bit. And look at how tight it is there from 7th all the way back to him. There's less than a couple of tenths between all of those guys at the moment. Wowee. Nick Mello, though, he's about halfway through his lap here. He's looking a little bit out of sorts, Zachariah.
Yeah, a bit of pressure point here for Nick Mello. He's definitely feeling the pump. I reckon if we held a bike pump over his head, he would be definitely under the pump, so to speak. And not looking too shabby is Alex McEwen, his teammate, in comparison. He's just gone faster again. Has Alex McEwen as well, the 1:21.756. Oh, that's the timing tower having funny games with me. But look at the times, ladies and gentlemen. It's under 2 minutes left. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6th place, all within 1/10 of each other. Not even. It is 9.9095 of a second between 1st to 6th. How close do you want to be in that grand scheme of things? Then look behind them. Grant, Pierce, 7th and 8th. only 5 thousandths of a second between those two, and then only half a tenth between Marshall and Pierce, and then 3 thousandths of a second between Andre Elliott and Marshall. Fabian Fitness is knocking on the door here. They're trying to get into the top 10. Wowee, this is incredible stuff here for the final go.
Absolutely cracking racing as always, unqualifying. But here goes James Claypole, just pops himself up onto the front row provisionally. Oh, sticks it out sideways there at turn 3. That's not going to help his cause, and he goes down on the Delta. Who's going to knock these guys off? What's Cotter looking at? Oh, he's right on the teetering edge. So we're going to ride on board with Cotter here for the rest of this lap and see how he goes. He's right on the edge of his personal best, about 5 thousandths down at the moment. Every corner counts, hits that sausage curve, and that is the end for Matt Cotter, who just pops it into the fence.
Just teleport to pits, mate. That's it. You're all over. Done. But doesn't matter. McEwen, however, is 2 tenths down on his best. Claypole's 2 tenths down on his best. Nick Mallow is 3 tenths up, Christopher.
Oh.
Nick Mallow has found his gear. He's not going to get into first place at this rate, but he'll be popping himself up into second if he can stick this lap together. Some cars just going sideways and off the corkscrew there. He has got a Volvo in front of him. It is still 3.something tenths up at. Now he's 4 tenths up. Now he's nearly half a second up here on his personal best. Oh, this is going to be close here. 1:22.2 is the target at the moment, maybe even a 1. What can he do? Can he stick the final corner together? Just gets it pointed in lovely there, beautifully. This is good. This is going to be 1:22.2. What are we going to see here? Because Claypole's done and dusted. That is it. Into second place goes Nick Mallow. Wowee, half a second away from Alex McEwen, his teammate. A Project 4 1-2 here in qualifying. James Claypole in third there. Matt Cotter's not anywhere near having a crack. Scotty Garrick's also on the teetering edge here too. He needs to find a 10th to jump Matt Cotter. Grant's done, Marshall's done, and Dean Hanley's done. But the top 10 are still on here for some sort of change here in position. Pearso's up here, Chris Munro as well.
Yeah, he is. He's about to, he's 3 thousandths up at the moment, just coming up to the corkscrew, and one of the cars just getting out of the way for him. He would have had the headlights ablaze, but he's just teetering on the edge here of personal best. Looks like he took that line absolutely beautifully. Up the hill he comes to the most technical part of the circuit here. Very hard to get right, but when you do, there's plenty of time in this corkscrew. He's gone down now on his Delta. He's not going to improve or go up the order at this rate. He needs to get the last couple of corners right, absolutely perfect. Let's see how he goes here through turn 10. And now he almost dips into the green. Was making up a bit of time, but there was an errant car just sort of getting in his way. But look at this now. He's a 10th up, 10th down.
There's 10th down.
He just absolutely wobbled out of the final turn, and that's the end for Brandon Pierce. He will not improve. Who's next on the flight here? There's Matt Munro still coming around, but he's having a dead set shocker down there in 13th position. So just trying to drift it maybe perhaps, but it looks like everyone's just about done and dusted. That is qualifying. Absolutely incredible.
Wowee, what a sensational session we just saw there. Alex McEwen, dead set that lap. Only 7 laps he got completed, and just parked it up. 1:21.756, if you don't mind.
Wow.
Next best, half a second away, Nick Mallow, his teammate. 5 tenths away, 1:22.2. Then we had Claypole, Cotter, Pine, Scotty Garrick, Lachlan Grant, Brandon Pierce in 8th as well. Great place for him to be. Marshall inside the top 10. Ronnie, your heart out there. And Andre Elliott rounds out your top 10. Wowee, that was incredible. Fabian Fitness in 11th place. Hanley, Betts, Ferguson, and Krishna round out your top 15.
And then Nathan Hughes follows them with Ryan Nielsen, Matt Munro in 18th, Brandon Schmerl in 19th, Jesse Marshall 20th, Clint Goff, Nielsen, Banachek, Waters, Perks, Ian O'Brien, Causa, Braden Moore in 28th, Luke Brock in 29th, Taylor Tolan 30th, Adrian Hoster, Bill Kosmarikis out there in 32nd position, and ladies and gentlemen, off pole position. Whoa!
The secret has come out, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be back here. You can dwell on that and see if it's true or not within the break. But we'll be back here for race 1. 12-lap sprintage coming out there. And we will be back here in Sensational TV to get that going for AK Racing. Here, strap yourselves in, get it booted up and ready to rock and roll, because we are in for the ride of everyone's life here at AK Racing. Don't go anywhere, gentlemen and ladies. We'll be back soon.
We're back down on track, ladies and gents. I can smell the fuel there in the in the pit lane, and I can almost taste the cries of the drivers that put themselves up there in qualifying, but now find themselves at the very back. That's a dead set. I don't know, shithousery top 10 of all time. So Bill Kosmarikis is off the front row with Adrian.
Wow, what?
Yep. Talon Tolland up there off the second row with Luke Brook. All the new guys at the front, they'll be shitting themselves now. Holy moly, Braden Moore. We could see the biggest pile up you've ever seen here, ladies and gents. 12 laps to get up the order as far as you can. Oh boy, Braden Moore there off 5th position with Causa. Ian O'Brien, Perks and Clayton Waters, and Rick Banachek rounding out your top 10 there for a start.
Jeez Louise, that's incredible stuff. I know how these guys feel with some of the mind stuffery that's happening here, but that is what it's all about. You pay to win, you got to get there, ladies and gentlemen, and they're going to be paying in talent tonight. Holy mackerel, I'll give you the hot tip. It's going to be awesome. Alan Nielsen off the off 11th position, Clint Goff 12th, Marshall Smurley, Mr. Matt Munro, the quicker of the two, arguably, in 15th place. Funeral Director in 16th, Nathan Hughes Merv Lovechild in 17th, and Krishna in 18th with Fergo Jr. 19th. Betts rounding out your top 20. Then it's Hanley, Mr. Push-Up himself, Fabian Fitness, Andre Elliott, Mr. Marshall from MBR as well. Brandon Pierce, Lachlan Grant, Scotty Garrick, Clayton Pine, Matt Cotter in 29th. Then it is 30th for Claypole, the Iron Rod. 31st for Mr. Malayolo himself, and Mr. DNQ, Alex McEwen. Wowee, in 31st place.
Yep.
Starting at the back. And it's going to be interesting because this grid, ladies and gentlemen, forms the race to grid coming your way. So wherever these guys finish, hail, sunshine, rain, you name it, that's where they're going to start the next one. So are we going to see some carnage, or are we going to see some of the cream just rising to the top here with a 12-lap super sprint, mandatory super soft compounds? Whoa, this is going to be bloody interesting.
Yep, 12 laps to get it all sorted. So I'd say it's out of the question for any of these guys at the back to make the win here in race 1. But what they want to do is just take it into consideration that these 3 races are an amalgamation of each other. So where you finish in this race will determine your start for the next one. And I think they need to just take in the big picture and just try and work their way up to the win of the main race, the main event, ladies and gentlemen, the 60-minute, well, not super sprint at all, 60-minute affair around Laguna Seca here. It will be the feature race. That's where 200 points are on offer for the win. These 2 little sprints that are coming up, first and second, they're only worth 50 points, but I'll tell you what, every point counts for those 2 guys at the back in Project 4.
Yep, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, they're not going to be happy. I'm predicting some absolute crying and tears seeing this could come the way for the Project 4 boys. But you're in it. You got to win it, boys. That's it. And we've got to keep this thing interesting. And it's going to give absolute credit to anyone who can come through the field here and show off your racecraft for the guys who qualified first, second, third, fourth, fifth. They know what they need to do. Keep it mean, keep it clean, and just keep out of trouble. This is the ultimate test here tonight. And I'll tell you what, this whole event's going to be an ultimate test. Don't you worry about that. It's going to be an absolute barnstormer. And Bill Kosmarikis will be absolutely as nervous as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. If he can pull this one off tonight, Chris, I think Mrs. Cosmo is going to be definitely on the horizontal dancing table, getting up there and proper for sure if he can pull this one off.
Yeah, if he can pull it off, she might do.
She might too, yeah.
So, nice one there for 5:40 p.m, ladies and gentlemen. Keeping it mean and clean in the commentary box as well. But we're 35 seconds away from a start, ladies and gentlemen. Get your predictions in, because I'll tell you what, if you can pick this top 3, I will. I'll
send you a 6-pack.
Yeah, I'll send you a 6-pack, and I'll donate you my TV. Something crazy. Thank you, Gearhead, for the donation as well. Here's to a good race with some great action. Cheers to the boys in the box. Championship for Alex. So there's a prediction there. Alex is he's more on the cautious side when it comes to overtaking. So keep an eye on him. But Nick Mello, one of the most aggressive drivers out on the grid. But it's almost time for a start, ladies and gentlemen. The Cars are in and we are ready for a start. It looks like Bill Kosmarikas has the lead for now. Hoster on the outside has a pretty good start, though they're going to lead. Oh, we'll go side by side. Hoster's just all over the track at the moment. Looks like he's racing on a controller. Bill Kosmarikas just gets a little bit of encouragement up the back there. Slides down the inside. Bill Kosmarikas leads into turn one. That is Tolan getting up into third, but there goes Hoster just spinning around there. That is going to cause absolute chaos down the field. We're going to go on board with Matt Cotter here as he slices and dices his way to the field. There's a car coming out on the track in front of him, just getting a little bit of bumping and shoving there from Ryan Nielsen next to him. Ryan Nielsen takes that position. Who's that going up the inside as well? Andre Elliott. Great driving from him. He's up into the top 13 as we speak. Back down the field. We're going to look where Alex McEwen is. Going three wide now up the inside there of Alan Nielsen. But, geez, a little bit of contact there from Alan Nielsen turning in a bit too early when there's a car next to him. Alex McEwen up into 18th position. Where is Nick Mello? Nowhere that I can see on the timing tower. Holy moly, Zach O'Reilly, there's cars going off now.
Yep, everyone's going off everywhere, and this is the cream rising to the top. You can see it now. We are at the cafe, and the cream is 100% on like Donkey Kong. Cosmo is out to a 1 second lead. Everyone's making it through the corkscrew somehow without incident. I don't know how they made it through that section cleanly, but stuffed up everywhere else for the first half of the lap. Turn it up, boys. But we are having on Mallow watch and McEwen watch. McEwen is in 14th and slicing his way through the field at the moment from dead set last. He's already halfway through the grid. The windscreen's DNF. He's out. He's into the bunda and completely gone. So count him out of that. Braden Moore is in second position at the moment. Fabian Fitness in third. Look at this. This is all going to happen here. But Cosmo is leading this race. I'll tell you what. He's got the blue pill there ready to go inside the blue car. I'll give you the hot tip. And he'll be ready to rock and roll if this comes to fruition. But Braden Moore is the more consistent of the two. And Cosmo's off. The blue pill hasn't worked. It's gone straight to his head, not to his genitals. And he's out. He has completely lost it. So that is a horizontal dancing move gone there for Bill Kosmarikas. Moore is taken P1 here. He'll be singing to Lyle Evans. Next on the list is Fabian Fitness, and we know how quick he can be. Cotter, another protagonist, just got past Jack Ferguson. Thank you very much. He's taken 6th place as well. McEwen is in 9th and charging his way through the field, and that is incredible stuff. Nick Mellow's stuck down there in 15th. He will be spewing at the moment. Luke Newing's in here. He knows about spewing Newing. I'll tell you what, Nick Mellow's going to have a good crack at that tonight. I'll give you the hot tip.
Yeah, absolutely. As we come up through the dipper here, the Timu dipper, as I say, here's Alex McEwen getting around the outside of Jack Ferguson, who just goes backwards a little bit there. So Alex McEwen up into 8th position, currently advantage in the McEwen household here for this championship battle. What an absolute cracker. There's a car off in front. That's
Cosmo!
Oh, he's hit Alex McEwen. He's just managed to gather it up. This is insane. And he's got it back on the track now into turn 11. That's incredible stuff. Incredible car control from the championship leader.
Wow, how the hell did he not spin that off into the bunda? I do not know. And somehow comes out of it relatively unscathed. There's no steering damage I can see there at the moment from McEwen, so he's absolutely got God on his side tonight in the racing department. Wowee. And that is in 5th place for him. And Nick Mellow's graduated himself up the grid too. He's now fighting position here with Grandin Fitness and Fergo's. An angry car battle here at the moment. Nick Mello up the inside trying to get that job done. I think he's got it done. Thank you very much. Now Fabian Fitness is going to have half a crack here at Junior Fergo in front. He's got the job done. That's invited Nick Mello. He's got a bit overzealous on the throttle pedal there, did Nick Mello, but he's gathered it up into 8th place. Now he's on the charge. He's cleared all the nonsense, and now he's got an angry Fabian Fitness in front of him. He's touched him. He's given him a bit of a whack there, a bit of the old hurry up. Fabian's given him the old left hand down and said, piss off, mate, none of that shit. And he's gone full defence mode here as Fabian Fitness. Holden versus Ford. All you Lionheads and Blue Ovals, get out there, start cheering for this battle, because this is not going to come down to anything bar tears, I reckon, in the grand scheme of the racing department.
Yeah, it looks like these two are ready to lay it all out on the line. A bit more to lose there in the Mellow camp and Project 4 garage. So Fabian Fitness knows that and says, you know what, I'm going to make you do this the hard way, son. And there will be no easy positions getting around me or the 873 car. But look, there goes Fabian Fitness very deep into the final turn. And that's an easy position in the end for Nick Mello. But I think the damage is done so far. We've still got 8 laps to go. But Alex McEwen up there in 5th position. And he's trailing Scott Garrick. And look at that, a little procession there going up the inside of Braden Moore. Cotter leading the charge there, side by side with Garrick, mind you. Let's get a top view of that. And there goes, Garrick off the track. And that drops him back to 5th position, promotes Moore and McEwen up into 3rd and 4th position, respectively. Brandon Pierce leads this race in all the hubbub that's just been happening. He's gone to the top unnoticed. Matt Cotter will chase him, or try to chase him down there in 2nd position, only a second off those guys there at the moment. Looking down the field, there's battling down here with Jesse Marshall and Alan Nielsen down into turn 5.
Having an absolute battle of a time here is Jesse getting into where he should be, inside that top 15 for Jesse Marshall. So relatively good driving here. Nielsen just been a bit kind there, not gone full defensive, and Marshall just straight into 16th place. Good stuff from him. He will be on an absolute charge here. And oh no, that's Braden Moore. He is off into the bunda at the corkscrew here. He is out, and he was in 4th place. Now he's dropping all the way down the grid, and he will end up in about 18th or 19th by the time he gets back onto the circuit there. Poor old bastard. That's for sure, as they all file through into here. And Jesse Marshall still in 15th place. Now, Lachlan Grant in a little bit of a tussle here. He has got past Andre Elliott, who's also come off the track too. So Grant into 9th, the Pinecone in 10th as well. And this will be a single file lap event here. They're doing the similar lap times, 1:23.7 versus 1:24.7 for Grant, who just tried to get past someone. So I think we're okay in the grand scheme of things. But there's Banachek, and he is facing at right angles to the circuit. Not where you want to be, Bananarama. Start skinning that thing and get some potassium in you. Here's Nielsen in that beautiful Ford Credit Falcon, just circulating around in 12th place. I'll tell you what, he will be happy because he's got the chockies over the old man, Alan Nielsen in 15th.
Yeah, one of my favourite liveries out there on the grid as well. An absolute classic. You cannot go wrong with that one. And yeah, he's up there in 12th position, going well at the moment. He's got, who's that in front of him? Andre Elliott, one of the Rangiart cars there, about a second off. So it looks like now, with 7 laps to go, the gaps have started to neutralise around the circuit. Nick Mello now is the next man who is in a little battle, or at least trying to get the battle happening there with Harley Marshall in front. He's been on fire lately, Zach O'Reilly. Harley Marshall started down the order, but now he finds himself up there in 5th position. Nick Mello chasing him down behind him with everything to lose.
Everything to lose, and Harley Marshall's got everything to gain. He's just overshot the final turn to Marshall, but then so did Mallow too. A bit of monkey see, monkey do business. He's got the suck down the front straightaway here at Laguna Seca. The desert ladies of the night will be looking at this, having a good example of what a suck is. He's trying around the outside. Here goes Nick Mallow. This is very ambitious stuff. I'll tell you what. Dead set. He's getting very, very hairy. Here's Harley Marshall in the exit. I'll tell you what, Ron's giving him the old hurry up in the chat too. Drive it, Harley, he says. And I reckon Nick Mallow's going to get the chockies over him, but he's going to have to make it happen quick because McEwen is galloping off down the distance, and so is Scotty Garrick in comparison to Harley Marshall too. Marshall's gone wide. Here goes Nick Mallow. This is an invitee up into the birthday list. He's going to take P5 here, surely. 2 by 2. Oh, this is hairy stuff. Oh. Bit of overlap at the moment. They're just on the teetering edge of the slip angle. Marshall's got the better run out of the corner, so Mallow's going to have to stick in behind him. Job done there for Marshall at the moment. He's gone Mallow sideways. Oh, he's lost it, but they've both gathered it up. That was Monkey C again. I'll tell you what, those two absolutely in each other's mirrors and in the vision at the front. Nick Mallow's going to have to look because now he's got a touch from Fabian at the behind. Harley Marshall's off into the bunda. What's Fitness going to do over Marshall? He's going to have to get the brazen bits out here. Bit of bumping and drafting. Here we go there for Fabian Fitness into 6th place. What's Marshall going to do now? He's going to stick it up the inside 2 by 2. Oh, nice. That's how you race, ladies and gentlemen. Giving each other racing room and racing hard and fast. On the anchors first there was Marshall, but Fitness now just giving him a little bit of a nudge, bumping off the second, and here comes Bets. All the sports betting account is filling up here for the bet man. He has got 3 on the quaddy at the moment, and he's going to try and take over. Now, 7th place from Fabian Fitness, and even Harley Marshall here for 6. Wow, this is great racing.
Dead set. It's hard to look away here because there's a battle for the lead of the race, but look at it's all happening down here. Adam Betts and Fabian Fitness banging doors on the way out of turn 2, and they're going to bang doors on the way into turn 3 as well. No love lost. Lockie Fitness off back there trying to have a little crack as well up the inside. It's not going to happen, but Fitness just dipped a couple of wheels off there and lost a position to Lachlan Grant. Bloody Pines chiming in as well. It's all happening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take one eye off this battle and see what's happening up here for the lead of the race. Brandon Pierce defending with his life. There's still 5 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Cotter and McEwen now looking for a way around through the dipper. He's going to go too wide here. That's terribly dangerous stuff little bit of servo lag and causes those two cars to come together. That's lucky that they both survived, but that lets off the pressure valve for Brandon Pierce out in front, and that gap is now at the 4/10. That's the longest it's been for the last lap. These guys have been absolutely hammer and tong for the rest of that. Down here, a little bit of a positional change here for Fitness and Pine. Pine might have come unstuck there off the track as well, but up front is where it's all happening.
Don't worry about the back of them. That's sort of fiddled out at the moment. This one at the front of the grid here is heating up something chronic. I'll tell you what, they've got the afterburners on here. This Brandon Pierce. That donuts of his and the fresh Cindy's livery for Donut King. He'll be getting them in the deep fryer, that's for sure. Getting the sprinkles on them, and maybe even some chocolate dip as well, I'll tell you what, because he has got all the pressure points at the moment. He has got one quick Matt Cotter, two very quick Alex McEwen, and then three Scotty Garrick, also very quick. Coming up, he's becoming a cork in the bottle very, very quickly. That is a car off the track. I think that's Tolan just sitting there doing nothing. But here goes Matt Cotter trying to go around the outside of Brandon Pierce. Wowee, that was ambitious stuff too as well. These guys are absolutely giving no room whatsoever, but keeping it respectful here. Pearso's run wide, so is Cotter. Here goes McEwen. Thank you very much. He says, I'll take P2. I'm probably going to take P1. Oh, nearly contact there between Pearso and McEwen, and here comes Cotter up the inside. Pearso sideways through the corkscrew. Cotter's around the outside, bumping doors. Was Cotter and Mallow and McEwen. My goodness gracious me, and here comes Scotty too. Oh, Jesus Christ, this is incredible stuff. Garrick's sticking the nose in. I'll tell you what, fat man, this is incredible racing. No one giving an inch or a millimetre sideways, oversteer, understeer. Oh, Cotter's just sent him up the inside. McEwen had to dart to the right-hand side to absolutely stop himself from pole-axing Cotter. Cotter's arse end is wagging like a tail, and here comes Alex McEwen trying to get in for a sniff and maybe some penetration and getting it past him.
Oh, dead set. We're getting penetrated out all angles here in the sensational commentary box. That was a fantastic little display of racing from all these guys involved. Matt Cotter just defending as well like an absolute lion, with Alex McEwen just getting the run up there through the uphill section towards the corkscrew, but very good awareness from Cotter to cut that little angle off and sent McEwen back to third position. And I tell you what, Scotty Garrick is getting right involved in this, watching it all happen from behind. And you can see Pierce just missing the apex there a little bit. That's going to give a little bit of an invitation to these guys behind. We're going to get the top view here. It looks like McEwen is right up the back of Matt Cotter. He does just dip it in through the kink and up the hill towards the Timu Dipper for the 9th time, ladies and gentlemen. Goes around the outside, tries to send it down. Matt Cotter just a bit too much apex speed there as well. So the positions remain as they are. Brandon Pierce out in front. What an absolute legendary drive from him at the moment to hold off these four guys as they all just try and launch their attacks one at a time.
Let's get, we're not on risky, so that's good, but I'll just give him a full credit here. He usually shits himself when I'm watching him on the practice circuit as Pearso, and he is somehow sticking it all together here. Pressure all the way to the top at the moment. Wowee, this is incredible stuff. Mallow is the quickest drivers out of these top five. 124.1 on that last lap. Everyone else is doing mid-124s, so he is now inviting himself into this battle as well with the top five here. Wowee, this is incredible stuff. I'll tell you what, Matt Cotter will be looking at Brandon Pierce thinking, how do I get past you here? This is incredible stuff by you. You'll be giving him credits in the bank. Pearso just in that rhythm. He's got all the clear road in front of him. If he keeps his eyes forward, he will be in for an absolute long shot. I'm about to cough. Chris, take over.
No, that's all right. Here goes Lachlan Grant and Harley Marshall, the two teammates here, just getting stuck in as well. There goes Grant up the inside of turn 4, and now around the outside of turn 5. Maybe a little bit of contact there from Harley Marshall, just trying to get as much suck as he can up the hill towards this little dip to the left. But Lachlan Grant has the advantage now going up the hill. Oh, that's great stuff from the ex-teammates. Those two guys, very good friends off track. But I tell you what, on track, oh, Harley Marshall just having a look up into the dipper. It's not going to work, the Timu dipper, should I say. But Lachlan Grant now definitely has the advantage. That gap stretching out to 8/10. But back here, Alex McEwen, side by side with Matt Cotter. They're going into turn 3. McEwen around the outside. No, this is turn 11, should I say. And they're holding stations, but that just thwarted McEwen's momentum out of the final turn, and he is going to be vulnerable here to Scott Garrick as we ride on board with Scott Garrick. He's just sitting outside of the slipstream. I would have tried to pick up a bit of that suck if I was him, but he's looking for the up and under here. nicely blocked there from Cotter's now up the side. Brandon Pierce now. This is for the lead of the race, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to go side by side. Oh, he gets caught. He turns in to Alex McEwen. He's turned into him. There goes Mello through as well. That is absolutely crazy stuff going on. McEwen's going to redress the position. I don't think he needed to. I think Cotter's just got a bit of red paste going on and it's turned in across his nose.
No way, this is all out of advantage here to Nick Mallow. Tell you what, it is now 3 positions difference. It was only 2 advantage McEwen. Now it's 3 positions advantage Mallow. Holy mackerel. I'll tell you what, Scotty Garrick in second place will be absolutely thanking Mother for the Rabbits for that sort of behaviour. He is now on the podium here with Brandon Pierce only 3/10 up the road. And poor old Matt Cotter and Alex McEwen just coming together at the crucial point of not at the height of enjoyment, so to speak, and not delivering the goods. Those two will be having a good chat to each other. I don't know how we're going to call that one, but I'll tell you what, Nick Mallow right now will be absolutely happy as a dog in a cat horse. He will be chasing everyone in front of him, wanting to get a piece of that tail of Garrick and Pearso in front. And here we go. Here comes Scotty Garrick. He is now overlapping Brandon Pierce here. This is for P1. Not another last lap traditional change here for Pearso. He's stuffed it up in Delta and he's going to stuff it up here. Oh, Scotty Garrick, take a bow. You've got the job done for now. Here goes Pierce back up the inside trying to get a hole shot, but he can't. There's a Volvo in the way there. Oh my goodness, that was nearly a disaster. It's Garrick into T4 and absolutely in P1. Scotty Garrick, the best car salesman this side of the hemisphere. I'll tell you what, he's in P1 and now this is it. I think we're all looking at the race winner here if he can keep it together.
Absolutely. The best car salesman out there and the best driver in this race by far. He's come back from absolute, he's been out in the bunda. He's come through the field and he's knocked off all these top drivers one by one. And he's made his way up to the lead of this race. All he's got to do is keep it on the track now. And the race is his to take for AC Karting in the Volvo coming down the Timu Dipper for the very last time. And not tonight, but for this race indeed. This super sprint has been absolutely jam-packed, full of action, ladies and gentlemen. And look, he comes down to turn 10 now for the final time. He's got a nice little gap there to Brandon Pierce. Credit to Brandon Pierce. He led nearly for the maybe 75% of this race. But as Zach O'Reilly said before, he just couldn't handle the pressure. But the man that could handle the pressure is Scotty Garrick. He takes the win in race 1 here. First blood goes to Volvo in the Constructors' Championship.
Oh, he's got a proper at the last bit. And now Matt Connor's gone through and taken P3. Marshall's got P4, sorry, Chris. McEwen has taken P5 over Nick Mallow. It could not have gone any more predictionally up in the air. Wow. Oh, my days, bro. In terms of racing, we just had every single bloody thing you could imagine here. My arms are up in the air. I'm as sweaty as a gypsy with a mortgage right now, calling all that action. And Adam Betts has got into 7th place, Fitness in 8th, Lachlan Grant in 9th, and Clayton Pine comes inside the top 10. Oh, geez, that racing had everything, Ron Marshall. Absolutely dead set good racing. No love lost either. Oh, geez, Louise, I'll tell you what, a couple of red cordials are coming our way. I'll give you the hot tip after that. It's only race 1, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 2 more to go.
Oh, dead set the fan. I'm sweating like a bloody pedo at a Wiggles concert right now. Clayton Pine in 10th. Andre Elliott crossing the line in 11th position. Krishna there in 12th. Alan Nielsen for Pertec Racing there in the Falcon in 13th position. Jesse Marshall, 14th position. James Claypole, a shocker from him. Could not get through the busyness of that opening stanza. And Braden Moore out there in 16th, led the race. Did make an overtake for the lead, but found himself down in 16th after a few little unfortunate decisions maybe from him. Clint Goff on debut there in 17th position. Great stuff from him. Dean Hanley, a regular here at AK Racing in the Regiard team, down in 18th position. Nathan Hughes, can do better, mate. Come on, mate. You could do better than that. Ian O'Brien, the windscreen out there in the second. Lonely Merc in 20th position. Jack Ferguson, 21st. Not having the best of times is Jack Ferguson. I saw him off the track a few times. Ryan Nielsen, 22nd. Luke Brock, a newcomer to the series as well for 5-1 Motorsport in the number 51. Great stuff from him. Perks in 24th. Cam Waters, we're just calling him that anyway, in 25th position. Brandon Schmerl in 26th. Bill Kosmarikis went from hero to zero. He started at the front, he finished at the back, but You can say he's been through every position in the book. I tell you what, if he won, he might have got the same treatment.
He would have had every position on his lap, I'll give you the hot tip, and in front of him too, if he got somewhere up the front, poor old Cosmo. But wowee, we had advantage McEwen by a long shot. Then we had a closing up. Then we had advantage Nick Mallow. Then we had advantage McEwen. Then we had advantage McEwen by 3 positions. Then it was 1 position between the two of them. And then Nick Mallow on the last dying moment somehow came a proper. We did not see it and found himself in the disadvantaged position, 1 place behind his championship rival and his teammate, Alex McEwen. Wowee, that race had every single thing. And Scotty Garrick, I'll tell you what, if he doesn't get 500 bonus commission for delivering 40-odd cars and then winning at AK Racing this month, I'll absolutely go he. We saw absolutely everything, ladies and gentlemen, in that race. Christopher Munro, what an absolute dead-set legendary call by yourself.
Oh, thank you,
there.
sir. And yourself. Sensational was the real winner in that one. Or at least the viewers. I'm going to say the viewers at home were the real winner there. That was a dead set sweaty stuff on the track. It was sweaty here in the com box, but our viewers at home were just kicking back with whatever they're drinking, enjoying the show. There's no better show in sim racing at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. So if you enjoyed what you saw and you haven't yet already, give us a like and subscribe. Hit the bell if you want to see when we go live. We do that fairly often as well. It's all happening here in the background at the Munro household. So, Zach, I'm going to give it back to you to throw us back to the next one.
We've got an infiltrator in the com box, and it's not Ray Rabs Warren. I'll give you the hot tip. And it is all on in the com box and on the racetrack tonight. So you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. Race 2 is coming up. And I'll tell you what, you're in for a treat. But my goodness gracious me. It's all going to be on for race 2. Coming our way, 12-minute racing. And it is time. So 12 minutes only. That's all you're going to get. So we are going to be back here at Sensational TV in a couple of moments. Just give a little bit of a breather after that one. So stick around. We'll be back here for race 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back out on track. Yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. Or no, your eyes are not deceiving you. We are here at the Milwaukee Mile. It's an oval track. Turn left, hope for the best. We're giving these drivers a couple of minutes to get acquainted with the track before we kick off race 2. It's 12 minutes. There goes Scott Garrick. Doesn't want to be doing that in the race, that is for sure. But these drivers still just getting around the circuit. We've got maybe another minute to go. I'm not sure exactly what's happening with the with the server at the moment. We will find out though, ladies and gentlemen. The warm-up session is almost finished, so once these guys get their eye in around this tight little circuit, here we go. It's a minute and a half now, crackdown, where these guys get to make the tiniest little adjustments to the setup, and then they get to go racing here on an oval track for 12 minutes. So good luck to them. Gearhead says he absolutely loves it. Such an obscure body to see on a racetrack. I think he's talking about the Nissan Altima. It's my favourite of the V8 supercars. I think it looks absolutely schmicko. And yeah, it's a shame that it met its demise there in the real world supercar series. But it lives on here in the sim world. No one running it this season either, which is quite ridiculous, because it, in my opinion, is one of the best to drive. It's got a long wheelbase. It's quite stable. It's quick. And it looks fantastic. So credit to Nissan there. But I'm still missing my co-commentator who's out there dealing with the fallout from the couple of curveballs that we've thrown our drivers tonight. We've had a reverse qualifying session which turned out to be, a hands up at home if you're watching, turned out to be one of the best races we've ever seen here in Sensational TV. Following that, we've thrown them another curveball here in race 2, which is the 12-minute absolute sprint here at a circuit that has no right-hand turns. It's all left. All you got to do is turn left, so it can't be that hard. Here we go. This will be fun, full of surprises. Yeah, absolutely, Ron. And you've first firsthand. You've seen it firsthand, Ron, in the Wednesday Cup, I believe, when we run this track, and it was just action-packed. So
It's great racing.
yeah, absolutely. Scotty
dealing
McEwen
with-
in the chat, Zach has said, how can it have a long wheelbase when all the Gen 2 cars are meant to have exactly the same wheelbase and track width? Well, yeah, you say the question, but it's a couple of mil longer than the rest. I don't know if it actually makes a difference in the grand scheme of things, but in the data
2
files, it's just a little bit longer. I don't think it makes a difference, but I just what's it come down to? A little bit of placebo effect, perhaps. But the Gen 3s that are coming next season, ladies and gentlemen, there's a scoop for everyone watching at home. The next season of AK Racing V8 Supercars will be the Gen 3 Supercars. So that is absolutely going to be cracking stuff. Scott Garrick, however, finds himself off pole position here in race 2. Brandon Pierce just next to him on the inside. Matt Cotter and Harley Marshall off row 2 with McEwen and Mello fittingly off the third row next to each other. Betts and Fitness off the 4th row with Grant and Pine off the 5th. Elliott and Krishna off the 6th with Nielsen and Marshall off the 7th row. Claypole and Braden Moore if he gets into the server off the 8th row. Goff and Hanley off the 9th with Hughes and O'Brien 10 rows back. Ferguson, the younger of the two, off the 11th row with Ryan Nielsen. Luke Brock and Perks with no last name behind them with Waters, Schmerl, Kosmarikas, Causa, Hoster, Tolland, and Banachek, Munro, McFadden. These guys not making their way into the server for the next race. Next race, should I say. Fabian Fitness hasn't made his way into the server either. So we might have a little bit of...
Nope, here he is.
Here he is. He's back. All right, Zach, what's your update there with the drivers and their overall attitude towards the goings-on of tonight?
Mostly positive. Don't you worry about that. Mostly positive, and
That's
this
good.
is all part of it. It's the one last show here, and everyone just putting it straight on me. I'll tell you what, there's called a V8 Supercars team, but let's just leave it at that. Thank you very much. But in saying that, this is the last season of the G2s, and we need to have some fun around here as well. And this is the thing about cream rising to the top. I've copped it. You've copped it, Chris, as well. We all know there's curveballs. And this is definitely one here. Turning left for the rest of this 12-minute session coming our way. What are we going to see? We've got the quick guys already at the front. They've already made their way through. So that is procession out of the way. And now it's just about keeping it on the track and keeping it real here. Super soft tyres, maybe some high downforce. Just get those cars ready to go. And it's going to be on like absolute Donkey Kong here. I don't care what anyone says. This is going to be a cracking race. And then we've got the 60-minute coming our way back at Laguna Seca as per normal for the final race of the season here at V8 Supercars for AK Racing. Going to be cracker.
Yeah, they can't complain too much. They do get their feature race at the preferred track that they've been practicing. What's Ron Marshall say? Tell, don't like it, see ya. Okay. Well, we need to get Ron Marshall in on the Mumble chat. And,
I'm predicting that
tell
as
the
in
boys.
if they don't like it, see you later.
Yep.
Says Ron Marshall.
Yep, that's good stuff. And fair enough. But look, you can't please everyone because we're about to go racing, ladies and gentlemen. I did not even see that start, but look at the start from Brandon Pierce on the inside. He's going to lead into turn 1, or if he stops just going backwards and forwards across the track, these two are going to go side by side. Garrick and Pierce for the lead of the race. It looks like Cotter and Marshall. What's going on here?
Rolling start, I think, by the looks of this.
Okay. They've organised their own little rolling start, ladies and gentlemen, so this is interesting. We, in the commentary box, had no idea. And there we go, green flag. It was a rolling start. Matt Cotter was ready for it. Look at him around the outside. He will take it 3 wide into turn 1. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're turning left. There goes Scott Garrick with the arse out. Oh, he collects Alex McEwen on the way through. That's terrible luck there for McEwen. Holy moly. Has he recovered? He has, thankfully. Matt Cotter leads this race. I'll tell you what, the timing tower has not updated to who is actually in the lead of this race. This could be, there we go, starts to update now. So Cotter in the lead, Pierce in second, Harley Marshall third, Fabian Fitness fourth, Clayton Pine with Nick Mello behind him, Alex McEwen in seventh, Lachlan Grant in eighth, challenging, but just losing the rear end there. Goes off in the infield. There goes Krishna as well. Braden Moore getting caught up in this little battle there in the back. But there's 10 minutes to go. It's already kicking off.
Already kicking off. Don't you worry about that. The cream is going to rise, and Harley Marshall is right up the clacker of Brandon Pearce, hugging out the slipstream there. And here comes Fabian Fitness too. Wowee, having an absolute rip snort of a time. But oh no, Pearce got collected by Marshall. He got a bit squirrely there to Marshall. Not happy that it's that car at the moment. Here comes Fabian Fitness trying to get the suck down the back straightaway. He's going to go up the inside here. Is Fitness. Yes, starts it straight in.
Nice.
Marshall just giving up the ghost, taking the high line here, as we say in drag racing, NASCAR racing, sorry. And don't worry about that. Here comes the pine cone. The pine cone is absolutely having a good time here. He is right next to Fabian Fitness. Up the inside, there goes a lap car. Craig Lowndes getting out of the way. Thank you very much, Smiling Assassin. Oh, nearly collecting each other there. That is close. This is what it brings here at the oval stuff. I'll tell you what. These guys generally know how to do oval racing. Oh, Marshall, full aggression there on the pine cone. Just nearly poleaxed him, but got out of the way. Clayton Pine now trying to get his rhythm and flow up to the back end of Fabian Fitness. Fitness now is on the prowl here. He's going to take Brandon Pearce. And what is Pine going to do? Is he going to have another crack himself? Headlights ablaze. Oh, this is out around the outside. Trailer Park Girls style for Brandon Pearce. But underneath goes Fitness, and there's an errant Volvo. There's some collisions in front. They're going to have to get out of the way of all that nonsense. Those guys do navigate their way around all that calm. Oh, pine cone's all ridden. He's doing a Chastain, and he's around the outside going the wrong way. The pine cone is sent off into Narnia. Thank you very much, says everyone else. Going to take heaps of positions there. Pine is facing the wrong way. It's going to be hairy here to get out of the way, but nonetheless, Fitness is up there. Marshall is up there. McEwen has made his way into fourth place next to Harley Marshall too. So the car off in front of them too. Wall riding nearly gets collected there. That guy is in trouble. I tell you what, I reckon we need to get something onto that. But anyway, Chris Munro, take us away for the rest of the action. This is heating up.
Yeah, Matt Cotter leads this race, and by a comfortable margin. That's 1 second, and another about the same gap back to Pearce in third position. This is the battle for fourth. We got Harley Marshall there, just on the back of Pearce now. We're going to ride on board with Harley Marshall. Pearce just gives up the ghost there around turn 2 or 1. It's a 50% chance of getting that right. So there you go. Here goes Harley Marshall up the inside of the Donut King livery. Brandon Pearce mobile there, and he gets himself into third position. Great awareness there on the track there from Harley Marshall. Gets that job done. McEwen chiming in as well. Can he draw second blood in this championship battle with Nick Mello, who finds himself back there in 7th position? They're going to go, he's going to try and make it 3 wide, but look at this. A really long-winded up and under here from Alex McEwen, but he knows the situation. He knows he can't just go poking his nose into other people's business here this early in race 2, because he's already drawn first blood, and as long as he finishes in front of Nick Mello, that's good going for him. He doesn't have to win this race. He just has to finish in front of him, his adversary, should I say, and he gets up on the inside there of Pearce as well, going into turn 1 or 2. Who knows? But here comes Adam Betts looking pretty racy as well.
Yeah, very much so. Betts is hanging himself back into this little gaggle of cars we're seeing. Maybe a little bit of a freight train. He's taking his chockies and dipping it in the tee. Is Betts at the moment. Fantastic driving from him. Just keeping it mean and clean. And looking for an outside advantage here. He's going to get a bit of a run here around the outside. Just says, thank you. I will get out of the way. And there goes, I think that was Brandon Pearce into the pits, getting out of the way. Wow. Nathan Hughes, however, has had an absolute mare. That's Cosmoricus off on the inside there, just saying hello to the grass. And here comes Nathan Hughes. This is a gaggle of cars here we haven't seen. Nielsen Hughes having a good battle. And up the inside goes Hughesy. Thank you very much, says Hughes, 19th place, ready and one and done for him. Heather Hughes, get in the chat if you're around. Hopefully you're there. Jesse's into the top 10, says Ron Marshall as well. We better keep an eye on him. Wowee. Racing is happening everywhere. McEwen and Marshall are coming together as well. They are right neck and neck. And Connor and Fitness at the front, Chris. This is a battle for the ages too. Wowee.
Yeah, Fitness has just taken the race lead as well while we weren't watching. So he's just on an absolute charge at the moment. Fabian Fitness maybe just a little bit more used to the oval conditions than these other guys, or just has the setup too. Oh, look at that. There's a car off there. Who is that spinning around? Thankfully staying off the racing line, but this battle here for the lead, the fastest lap of the race, I think, was to Fabian Fitness around there the last time. So he's on an absolute charge, and look at that, just extending the gap to the second position there of Matt Cotter. Alex McEwen sits there pretty in third, not under any pressure from anyone. Harley Marshall's the next one out on track with Adam Betts there, just sort of giving up the ghost. I think he might have just had a shocking run out of one of the two turns in this track. Get down, America. Look, it's very easy to get involved in these oval races, but looking back through the field, Andre Elliott behind these guys with Nick Mello sitting there in 7th position, absolutely fuming under his helmet from what I've been told from the race directors. He's been giving him a spray about the format tonight, but I'll tell you what, he's had every chance to get up there in this championship, not only in the previous 8 races, but tonight as well, and lost it on the final turn. But that's another story indeed. Lachlan Grant about 2 seconds back from them. Jesse Marshall there taking a very wide line. Geez, wants to keep it off the wall. He does so, keeps the momentum up as well, with Alan Nielsen just a few seconds behind them as well for your top 10.
Yeah, beautiful driving from MBR at the moment. They're having a good crack. Nielsen's just wall riding around the outside. Not ideal racing line there, Alan, but he's still kept his position. Scotty Garrick's had an absolute mare. I reckon if he was Mackay Diva, he's racing in dead set, dry, very solid conditions. Not ideal for him. Winner of race 1 and sitting there in 17th, now 16th, just sails around the outside prior to the Caribbean style. Thank you very much. Happy days for him. And now he's going to get underneath. All done again. He's going to lose 2 places here. Oh, there goes Nielsen. Thank you very much. He's out. See you later. And poor old Scotty Garrick is going to be sitting there hoping that wasn't him. He's gone sideways here. And now Schmerley's going to take up the inside. Or is that Fabian Fitness? It is Fabian Fitness. He's taken him. So thank you. Says Fitness, lapping all these guys in P1 already. Wow, we're only halfway down, or more than halfway down into this race. That is incredible stuff. But don't you worry. This guy is on a charge. He's 1.6 seconds away from any damage at the moment. He just has to make his way around the blue flaggers and keep it clean and mean here for oval racing. The Mr. Bench Press himself has got the testosterone, pumped it into him and said, thank you, I've got a Roger and a half here at the moment at 1.6 seconds in front of everyone. Wowee, it's still happening down the field. Everything's going on. Nielsen, O'Brien, everyone's having a good tussle. Cotter's disappeared down the field and he's coming to the pits for some reason. I'm not sure why. But anyway, that's what racing's all about. He's coming to the pits. McEwen in second place. That's the story at the moment. Wowee, Marshall on for the charge here against Alex McEwen with a lap marker sitting in his way.
Yeah, absolutely. Harley's just going to throw it down the inside here. Does the job nicely. 3 minutes and 14 seconds to go in this race. Fabian Fitness is your winner, or your leader, should I say. I don't want to predict the future just there. I'm not that good of an oracle. But Alex McEwen has the advantage over his adversary, Nick Mello, now, who finds himself down in 6th position. But there's battles all up and down the field when you look. Back here, Krishna, now in that Mustang, that fantastic-looking Mustang, by the way. That could be up there it is up there, definitely in my top 3 liveries of the night. Yep. He's got Ian O'Brien and Alan Nielsen. The other Nielsen up there as well. We saw Ryan getting absolutely poleaxed there earlier on in a little exchange with, I think, Scott Garrick as well. So he'll be hoping on some good fortune there from the steward's office when that comes through. But look at this, Alan Nielsen now up behind Ian O'Brien. These two have been stuck around all season as well. So hats off to these guys. They are absolutely in here for the count. That was a Volvo off the... No, that's Ryan Nielsen.
That was the other Nielsen.
Yeah, just collecting the outside wall there as his brother comes past. A little wave for the fans at home. But Andre Elliott now giving Adam Betts something to think about up there in 5th position.
Yep, absolutely. Have a look at these guys. You're right on board with them and you'll see what the car behaviour is like, because here goes Andre Elliott. Basically having an absolute fantastic time here. He is right up beside, my goodness gracious, a lap marker. That is killing me at the moment. But he's okay. Scotty Garrick is way out and just sliding it through, having a good old time. But don't worry about that. Betsy in front is all eyes forward. He's still got 3 and a bit seconds between himself and Marshall for the podium, so that's not going to happen. He's going to have to keep his eyes in the back of his head, because here comes Andre Elliott. He's on a prowl, that Volvo, sitting planted and absolutely loving the oval circuit here at the moment. I'll tell you what, if you're a Volvo guy, you'd be wishing you were him. I'll tell you what, Alan Nielsen is definitely wishing he is himself, because his brother or son is having an absolute mare at the moment. flying around, hitting the wall, doing everything you possibly can not to get inside the top 20. But Nielsen is right on the back here of the windscreen. As Chris said, they've been together all season, these two on pace relativity. Mercedes-Benz versus Ford Falcon. Here we go. Bit of a suckage coming down the back straight away here. What's Nielsen going to do? Nothing up the inside. Just sticks fat. He's too far away. They've both gone to low line here. Very interesting. I would have gone to high line there for Nielsen. And he slapped it into the wall. Thank you. Oh, no, that's disaster. I'll tell you what, the wall is getting some love tonight here in race 2. 41 seconds left to go in the race. Nielsen just dropped back a little bit. The windscreen's got an absolute bit of a reprieve, but he sent it too hard around the outside. Here comes Queen Mary style. He's going to sail it up into the back here of the windscreen. The windscreen's going to get some cracks if these two come together. I'll give you the hot tip. Look out. Here comes Nielsen trying to get it toted in. That was very hairy there, just on the slip angle. Finally pulled it up, and we've got another lap here, I think, before Fabian Fitness gets around 22 laps. He is coming around. He will just tick over before the timer has ticked down to 0. So one more time, Daft Punk style, and it's on here between Elliott and Betts. I'll give you the hot tip and Mallow.
Yeah, let's look back. You caught me mid-gulp there, but here goes Elliott up on the inside of Nick Mello, who I can see the steam just raising from the helmet there as well. These three locked in a tight battle. Fabian Fitness will win this race, depending on whether he can keep it off the wall. So we're going to go back to him because he's rounding the final turn, ladies and gentlemen. Fabian Fitness is your race 2 winner. And, geez, he's done it in style too. Absolutely giving these guys a bath for this oval race here. A little surprise there in race 2. Fabian Fitness absolutely caning the opposition by a fair margin when it comes down to oval racing. Alex McEwen there in second position, showing his class when it comes to sort of just being able to roll with the punches when it comes to mystery round here. And he does the Chastain. Of course he does, around the outside. He's a man of many talents there. Is Alex McEwen. Harley Marshall getting a podium, and he's bagging the podiums through this season, and especially through the back end of this season. He's got an absolute bag full of those. Adam Betts, a surprise member up there in the 4th position, has really fared well through that little surprise section. Nick Mello in 5th has exited the server. I feel like he's had enough for tonight, but I tell you what, it's still all out on the table, ladies and gentlemen. The third race of the night is for maximum points. So Lachlan Grant in 7th position. Matt Cotter falling from grace, had a bit of a pit stop there as well. I'm not sure if he was under the impression that it was a mandatory pit or not. Who knows? Jesse Marshall, maybe a little message from the race directors there. Jesse Marshall in 9th position, and Alan Nielsen in 10th. O'Brien, Krishna, Moore, Pierce, and Causa make out your top 15.
Yeah, well done to every single driver in that one. The cream rises to the top. I keep saying it. Roll with the punches. Absolutely get what you serve, and then basically try to fight back. And that is what we saw tonight. Very, very good stuff. Where did we get up to? Top 15, was it, Chris?
Yeah.
Or are we up to... Okay, so we got Nathan Hughes in 16th, Scotty Garrick 17th, Schmerley in 18th, Waters in 19th, Junior Fergo in 20th, then Nielsen in 21st. That car has got more hits than Elvis, Queen, Prince, everyone combined. The whole area tops Led Zeppelin as well after that event. Clint Goff in 22nd, Perks. Definitely not getting any perks from that race, sitting in the bottom 20 at the moment. Toland in 24th, Hoster in 25th. The Iron Rod, disappointing 26th place. He's a couple of laps down. Cosmo in 27th, disappointing from him. DNF, the Wall Rid and DNF. I saw that. Clayton Pine, Hanley and Barocchi round out your 30 on the grid. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it's all back to normal proceedings. Absolutely normal proceedings here. Hopefully we don't get any complaints about this next one. And we are going back to Laguna Seca. We're in the Concord in the next break. We'll be back over there very shortly for the 60 minutes plus 1 lap. Mandatory compound change, mandatory pit for this 60-minute plus 1 lap time coming your way for the season finale and the final time here in the Gen 2s at AK Racing as well from Laguna Seca here at Sensational TV. If you're loving it, give us a like and subscribe. And please, if you have a spare dose of change, I am running on 2-minute noodles at the moment. Please send some our way. If you feel like it, if you feel like the stream is worthy, myself and Chris Monroe, the cream of the crop, and we want to be there for you in the future. So thank you. Nonetheless, Sensational TV is going to be back here for Race 3, 60 minutes back at Laguna Seca. Don't go anywhere.
We're down on track, ladies and gentlemen. We've had to deal with the barrage from a few of these hot-headed drivers in the meantime. But I tell you what, it's all a video game out there at the end of the day, and it's all fun and games. But I tell you what, we are looking at, who are we looking at there? McEwen, the man in the hot seat now. He has finished in front of Mello in the last 2 races. So whatever happens here in the 3rd race is still yet to be decided. But he can still throw this away with a bit of, a few bad decisions out there on track. This is the feature race, ladies and gentlemen, race 3 of the evening. It's 1 hour of a timed event, plus 1 lap. So, and for full points, 200 goes to the winner, and I forget the subsidiaries, but there is still a chance that Mello can win this. So the narrative is not over yet by any stretch of the imagination. We've got 51 seconds before these guys line up on the grid too. And I'll tell you what, the last time they raced here was in race 1, and it was one of the best races I've ever seen, Zach O'Reilly.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Why wasn't it classified as an all-time great? I'll never know. We're going to put it in the books as an ATG, that's for sure. And even the oval racing too, it doesn't matter what you do. We can prop them up anywhere, and it tends to deliver great racing in Simland as well. And quick, short sprint there for 12 minutes, and Milwaukee Mile delivered just as much as the race one did here at Laguna Seca. That's for sure. That was some of the best battling I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Doesn't matter on track or off track. Wowee, cracking. But as you said, Chris, it is just a game in the end. Let's just keep it at that. And we love watching all of our drivers participate for the win here. And I'll tell you what, Alex McEwen's got his work cut out for him. If Fabian Fitness keeps himself on the track, we saw him battling there in race 1 with Nick Mello as well. He was not giving anyone an inch. He does not care who is behind him. Yes. He will fight tooth and nail, Dokken style. If you're a 70s metal lover, you'll know what I'm talking about. And it's definitely going to be a race of attrition. 1 hour plus a lap. Once that timer ticks down, ladies and gentlemen, we've still got to circulate one more time. So it's all on here, and it's going to be an absolute cracker here in the com box. I can guarantee you that. Look at that grid. We have got Fabian Fitness sitting there off pole position. Alex McEwen right next to him too. He's going to have to nail that start as Fabian, because Alex is a very good starter. Marshall in 3rd place. Betts 4th. Mick Mello in 5th. Andre Elliott in 6th. Then Lachlan Grant, Matt Cotter, Jesse Marshall. And the man himself, Mr. Nielsen, inside the top 10 and starting from 10th in this final race. He'll be as happy as a dick in a you-know-what shop, and he'll be ready to rock and roll himself. Jeez Louise. And yeah, that's where we sit for the top 10, Chris. Take it away.
Yeah, where were we? Ian O'Brien there in 11th position with Krishna Moore, Pierce, Causa, Hughes, Garrick, Schmerley, and Waters, making out your top 19. And after that is Junior Ferguson with Ryan Nielsen. We saw had an absolute Barry Crocker in that last race, hitting more walls than Zach O'Reilly at 3 a.m. at Revs on a footy bender there. Certainly cracking a bit of that stuff. Well, lost my train of thought.
What are we talking about?
Clint Goff.
Believe in booger sugar?
Oh, maybe. Clint Goff in 23rd position. Burks with no last name in 24th. Tolland, Hoster, Claypole yet to join the server. Bill Cosmarigas yet to join the server. Pine, Hanley, and Luke Brock back there in 31st position. Banachek, Munro are the, I guess, the casualties of this round. Still have yet to rejoin the server. So maybe a few rage quits there from the boys that just couldn't handle the pressure in the end.
Oh, well, look, you know, it's called Under the Pump, and only the cream rises to the top. We've said that many a time tonight, but it's the theme of the night. The cream does rise. And Fabian Fitness came into the chat and said, the cream is on, boys. Yeah, it has risen.
He's pumped.
He was definitely pumped up. I'll tell you what, Sexyland better sponsor him, because he is pumped at the moment. He's Fabian Fitness, that's for sure. You can think about that one yourself, ladies and gentlemen. But with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go before countdown, the nerves are here. This is the final dance, ladies and gentlemen, viewers at home. This is it. This is where it all counts. Is Fabian Fitness going to make himself wider than a brick wall, as you just said there? I'll tell you what, depends on how wide that brick wall is, but maybe 5 or 6 Falcons wide, Fabs, and no one's getting past you. I'll tell you what, with everything happening here, it's going to be an absolute rivalry and merriment time for whoever comes out on top here for the final time. They can say and put in the records book that they were the last person to win at AK Racing in a Gen 2 V8 supercar. It's absolutely incredible stuff. What a ride it's been, Chris. We've been racing ourselves over due course. You a lot longer than me, and it's been an absolute Barry Crocker of a time if you think that anyone is going to get above these guys. You guys will be in for a long, long night with us bragging about it. I can tell you that because these cars are delivered. But for the last time here at Laguna Seca, it's on. And I cannot wait to call it with yourself, Chris. It's been a great time. How you calling it here at Sensational TV for AK Racing's Gen 2s?
As I say, the show must go on, and we've got to stick with the times, ladies and gentlemen. All left behind. The Gen 3s will be kicking off next season and most likely next year. Well, it'll certainly be next year, early next year. So get your sign-ups in for that. It's an end of an era here, ladies and gentlemen, here at AK Racing, because these have been our bread and butter, our main series for so many seasons. This is season 13, I'm pretty sure, of the V8 Supercars, and we've had winners all up and down the grid as well as this season has progressed through the years. Matt Cotter, I think, probably has the most notches in the belt of anyone else. So keep an eye on him because he'll be rip-roaring and ready to go. But we're about 24 seconds away. So that means I can thank all the AK Racing Discord members. I can thank all the AK Racing admins and V8 Supercars team that helped put this series together and make it such the spectacle that it is and always has been. So it is the premier racing here in Assetto Corsa Supercars or any other series indeed. And the lights are out now for the very last time in the Gen 2s. And Fabian Fitness has got a bit of a tardy start. He's going to have to really get his boogie on if he wants to head off Alex McEwen down into turn 1. But he has got the overlap now all sorted. Alex just has to get on the brakes nicely. But Fabian just really getting deep under brakes, pushing Alex McEwen off the track. And Harley Marshall trying to get involved as well. But it is, as it stands, Fitness leads with McEwen second. Harley Marshall getting right up on his back bumper there through turn 3. Adam Betts having a shocker through turn 4 and inviting Matt Cotter up through the standings as well. Nick Mello just sitting back watching this all go on, and he's actually just peeling out of the slipstream there on Adam Betts. He might even have a look into turn 5. He does not. He just holds station there as it is. And look at the gap back to Andre Elliott. There's a massive big gap. You could park about 3 London double-deckers there in that one. Brandon Pierce has made his way up as well through the order, starting from the a little bit further back than he thought he was. Jesse Marshall holding fat there in 10th position, but look at this. Matt Cotter and Alex McEwen. Oh, geez, very close. Fabian Fitness just going a little bit deep as well, but being let off the hook. Oh, excuse me, by Harley Marshall. We're going to ride on board with Matt Cotter because he is looking very racy indeed.
Oh, look at this, trying to switch back up the inside of Harley Marshall there. Nearly getting the job done too. Cotter, early pace setter here. These front 3 guys are on super soft compound. So 4th, 5th and 6th in McEwen, Betts and Mello on the soft tyre. So they're going to fall back down. But rate of attrition will happen here. And I'll tell you what, Marshall's got a great run here on Fitness. Trying to squeeze him right to the wall was Fitness there. But Marshall's going to get the overlap here coming into turn 2. That is incredible stuff. Look at these guys here. Marshall having a good crack here. Matt Cotter sitting there looking at him thinking, oh, this is contact nearly there by the 2 of them. Just the perfect amount of gap there, but Marshall's got in front. Fabian Fitness isn't having none of that. He's centered back up the inside, and now Cotter's going to get the perfect run. Take P2 already. It's on happening here. We've got 58 minutes left to go, and it's already happening here. Cotter into P2, Marshall in P3, and now McEwen's going to have half a look, but he's got the disadvantaged pace tyre here at the moment, so Marshall should skip off back into the distance if he can get that car hooked up and unrattle himself from the Cotter hounding there between himself and Fitness. Now it's going to be on here for Cotter and Fitness. Wow, we battle of the 2 super senders here at AK Racing. It's going to be on like Donkey Kong. And we're looking back down the grid. Nick Mello is just trying to get an overlap here on Adam Betts if he possibly can. Oh no, here comes Andre Elliott on the super soft compound, not having any of this soft running tyre. Bizzo, he's saying, piss off, mate. I'm taking it to the bank and running. If I can get past you, Nick Mello having none of it and says, thank you, I'm sticking it there. Pearso having an absolute bolter of a time. He is also on the super soft compound there too. So don't worry. These guys, if they can keep the pace up here, will come to fruition over the next 6 or so laps here, because that is about the top lap count you will get out of a super soft tyre before those softs start to come into play.
And up the front, we have Matt Cotter and Fabian Fitness side by side. These guys are teammates, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you worry about that. Here goes Cotter, just sliding up into turn 1.
Done.
And he is your new race leader, ladies and gentlemen, here for Sensational TV. And he will look to turn the screws immediately and get that lead out to let the pressure valve off his number 99 ZB Commodore. But I tell you what, Fabian Fitness will do his best to keep in that slipstream, keep in the suck for as long as he can to drag that bloody lead out behind him to Harley Marshall, who's being hounded in turn by Alex McEwen. He's our championship leader here. He's got so much to lose in this race. You're going to see him probably take the cautious route for the most part. But look back here, we've got, look at that, Pierce and Mello locked in a tight battle. We're going to ride on board with Pierce as he goes up the hill towards the Timu Dipper. And just getting on the brakes very nicely, just right underneath the rear wing of that lovely looking VF Commodore that Project 4 have put together for this final round. They go side by side now. Pierce just sliding up the inside there. Very nicely done there from the number 15, and he will take 7th position off Nick Mello. Thank you very much. Mind you, he is on the softer compound of tyres, so he does have that aided grip both laterally and longitudinally, and he will triple off down the street here. But I'll tell you what, Alex McEwen is in a fantastic spot, sitting there on the soft tyre and sitting in 3rd position. But look, Harley Marshall and Fabian Fitness are at it again. Here goes, oh my goodness, that was so close there. McEwen just had to get out of the throttle, even on the brakes there, because these two guys in front were coming right across his
still
nose.
going.
They are still going, absolutely. But Harley Marshall still has the advantage over Fabian Fitness. Holy moly, it's all happening here. McEwen just sitting back and watching. We're to ride on board with him because he has got the fantastic view. He looks up the inside. That's very ambitious indeed when he's on the slower compound, and he's got Adam Betts behind, giving him all sorts of curry as well.
Definitely heaps of curry being served here. The hottest and spiciest vindaloo you could ever get at the moment. Poor old Alex McEwen is sitting there in a soft compound tyre and just thinking he can get his way up into the pace department. He's locked up a brake there. Oh, he's gone wide. Is that going to invite Betts around the outside? But Betts is here. He's got the overlap at the moment, but he's going to stick it there where he can. Try to get up the inside now. Oh my goodness, Betts hit the curb and he's yeeted himself off into the bunda. Nearly did Batten Betts, but he's lost 2 positions there. And Andre Allen and Brandon Pierce just go straight through and say, thank you, I'll take those places here. Betts just having a mare at the moment here. Got to get back into the rhythm on those soft compound tyres. He is the second of those soft compound runners at the moment. The 2 super soft guys, Elliott and Pierce, have got past him there now. So that is it. Here comes Nick Mello. He's got the suck here on Betts. And looking at this, these two are on the same compound. This is all fair and square in the fair dingo department. Look at that from me, Nick Mello.
Nice.
Wacko, just got the grip. The lateral turn in was incredible there for Nick Mello. He's got that car set up on an absolute railroad at the moment. Full Santa Fe freight train style. There goes a Caltex car, just can't even keep it on the circuit, turn it up. And there goes Nick Mello. He's got the job done for now on Adam Betts, but he's got the run here as Betts. He's got a bit of a suck. He's going for it again here as Betts. Oh, there's a bit of overlap stuff here too. Side by side racing room between Betts and Mello. And Mello's going to be on the wrong side of the turn coming up. This is the left-hander up towards the corkscrew up the hill, and he's got the job done again as Betts. Oh, he's crossed it all up. There was contact. There was contact between Betts and Mello. Sparks were flying there on the rear and front bumper. And Betts is off into the bunda, and there goes Lachlan Grant. The neon lights absolutely shining here at the moment. Thank you very much. Brandon Pierce, however, is trying to get up onto the back of McEwen because Andre Elliott is now becoming a cork in the bottle here for Alex McEwen. But geez Louise, the magician here in 6th place, trying to put some magic spells here, get those super soft tyres in front of the soft runner of McEwen.
Yeah, the dead set magic man. You don't see him coming, but there you go. You look in the mirror and there he is. He's right up behind Alex McEwen at the moment. He is on the softer compound, so he will have that advantage of the better grip. Look at this, and a little bit of a suck coming down into turn 2, gets on the anchors nicely, hits that apex. Both of these guys doing the double apex trick there into turn 2 at Laguna Seca. It's the only way to go, in my opinion. But look at this. Andre Elliott just sort of galloping off into the distance as we see. But I'll tell you what, as this race unfolds, those 4 guys up front on the super soft tyre will start to fall into the lap of Alex McEwen, who is the only, he's the only soft runner in the top 5. Behind him is Nick Mello there with the rest of the soft runners, Grant, Betts, Garrick opting for the slower tyre off the start, which is it's an interesting tactic, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen over the course of this year that really there is no meta setup or meta strategy to these longer races. It's kind of, you just have to go with what you're feeling at the time and adjust to the differing variations of what can happen during the race. Will we get a safety car? Who knows? Are the race directors listening? We haven't seen one today, and I'll tell you what, a safety car would certainly throw the rabbits amongst the horses.
The rabbits amongst the horses is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I love it there from Chris Munro himself. You heard it from the Supercoach in the combox. Literally calling it as it is, as we do here at Sensational TV. The Pinecone, however, is just creeping his way onto the back here of Mr. Nielsen. And I'll tell you what, it's been cracking to have you here. I am Zach O'Reilly, you're not. And Chris Munro is always himself. It's a pleasure to have you here at the viewer station, that's for sure, here at Sensational TV. Yes, Ron Marshall, you did correct it. Oh, there's Adam Betts. He's turned around. He's stopped. He is facing the wrong way on the circuit. There goes Scotty Garrick too. He's stopped as well. I'm not sure what's going on there for Garrick.
Oh.
He has had to stop and pull over. Don't tell me. They've come together, I reckon, and they're waiting for each other to redress. Garrick has just given himself the Tijuana and said, there you go, Betsy, you can have that one back, son. I'll keep racing with you and make sure we get on with proceedings here. But I'll tell you what, Fitness is not letting go of Harley Marshall here in P2 and 3. This battle is on like Donkey Kong, and Goffy's in a battle of himself there too, as you can see on the screen there in the Volvo, inside the top 20 here on debut. Coming up the inside of Junior Fergo, trying to get a bit of overlap. Wowee, they can't go together up into the kink here, up the hill. That's not where you want to pass. But he's also sideways. There he goes, and he's off into the bunda. We've commentator cursed him for absolute sure.
Sorry,
See you later, Goffy. Go and find Goff Wiltham at down to about 7 feet under. And here comes Brandon Pierce already. So we are only 11 minutes into this race. So that would be about 6 or 7 laps, Chris. The first of the super soft runners into the pits, trying to get the undercut here for the Laguna Seca circuit. We'll only find out in a matter of time how powerful that is.
Yeah, 7 laps in to see our first one of the super soft runners in. That's an interesting tactic there from Brandon Pierce. But I'll tell you what, he's been around the block a few times, ladies and gentlemen, and he is one of the guys that listen to the super coaches here in the commentary box. So I assume he's pitted himself into a little bit of clear air and got those. What's he come out on? He's come out on a set of softs, I believe. Where is he? I've lost him.
Yeah, he's there. He's in 16th.
All right, there we go. 16th. Yeah, he's come out on a set of softs, so he's going to go long here in this second stint. It's not going to make it to the end on the 49-minute mark. Now here for race 3, but I'll tell you what, he has got himself just a little bit of clear air. There's that car there of Jack Ferguson in front, and as you can see on your screen, there's the 14th position, 13th position, that's Adam Betts in front as well. And between him and 12th, there's a massive big gap. So I think Brandon Pierce was just trying to pit himself into that gap and try and just get that undercut on the cars around him when he came in. But we'll see what happens anyway when all these pit stops shake out in the final stanza of this race. But we're going to ride on board with Scott Garrick because he's got Adam Betts in front of him in all sorts of sideways positions there out of turn 10 as well. So maybe the rear tyres on that ZB Commodore are starting to get a little bit cooked.
Well, he might have set the pressure's a bit too high there on the soft tyre at Adam Betts, because everyone else here will last a good 20-odd laps, I reckon, here on the soft tyre before they come in for a bit of a Barney and the pit stop. So we'll see some pit stop battles too. Don't you worry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Keep an eye out for that. Ooh. And, oh, no, here comes an errant VF Commodore onto the field. Get out of the way. My Jesus Christ, that was close. But Betts keeps himself in P13 at the moment. Garrick looking to make any amends that he did from race 2. Geez, he had an absolute mare there too. That's for sure. But he'll be up there in the top 10 by the end of it. We've got a lot of racing to go. 47 minutes and a half just under left here at AK Racing. Oh. And Betts is in his contact. And here goes Fitness and Marshall. Wowee, just crossed to them. Sorry, I missed that. That is close as you want to get without contact, and that was absolutely centimetre perfect. Dennis Cometti style there, and they're still going at it here. Fitness is not letting go here of Marshall. The battle of the Super Softs is still on here at the top. And Matt Cotter's peeled into the pit, so he is now pitting after 8 laps, ready to go. So the inherent leader here is Harley Marshall. Ronald Marshall, eat your heart out. Your son's in the lead. But Fitness is right on his tail here. They're both having basically the same lines, just a little bit wider there was Fabian trying to avoid the rear bumper there of Harley Marshall we saw. And they're just going hammer and tong. They're basically neck and neck in the pace department. It is just incredible how close they are. 126.1 versus 125.9, not even 2/10 in it. Between these two in the pace difference. So these guys are going to be due to come in. Who's going to pit first? I wonder if Marshall Brothers Racing give us some insight there, Ron, for Christ's sake, on what they are going to do in the strategical department. You're their engineer, mate. Give us something.
Yeah, we've got the team boss in the chat there of Ronald Marshall. He's MBR's main man out there in the strategic department, so we'll be hearing from him later on, or maybe he just wants to keep his cards close to the chest here.
Fitness off.
Yeah, absolutely. Fitness is off. Hang on, let's get there. That must be Harley Marshall through. And so is Andre Elliott, should I say. And Fabian Fitness has dropped down to 3rd position. Harley Marshall way out in front now with Andre Elliott inheriting the 2nd position for the time being. But look at this, Alex McEwen is now circling. The blood is in the water here for the Shark in the 4th position here for Project 4 as well. And that's a terrible exit there from Fabian Fitness. He's just going to give up the ghost quite easily here to Alex McEwen. Get my words out, ladies and gentlemen. He comes down into turn 2. Very nicely done under brakes, but he's arguing the point on the inside as Fabian Fitness getting a little bit sideways on the rear as well. So that might just be the job done here for Alex McEwen coming into turn 3. There's nowhere for Fitness to go, but he's hanging it fat around the outside. I'll tell you what, this battle is not over yet. They are still side by side. There's an errant blue flagger as well, gets out of the way, but there goes Alex McEwen up into 2nd position, fair and square. Alex McEwen been on fire tonight, just carving his way through the field. Where is Nick Mello? He's 2 positions behind and about 2.6 seconds as well. Andre Elliott leads the race.
Does very, very nicely as Andre Elliott. Effective leader, but we've seen Marshall come into the pits, so that is all over for the song and dance at the moment for Andre Elliott, but he'll be happy sitting in P1. He's got clean air in front of him, so he'll be dancing his way across the mountain here at Laguna Seca, through the Timu Dipper he went before, and into the double left-hander. Wowee. Andre Elliott will be singing to the high heavens here. His rang-out compatriots. Jason McFadden's not here tonight, so he's at a wedding. He'll be watching the stream at the moment, McFadden, seeing his guy out in P1. He comes into the pits now to take a pit stop here on those compound tyres that he had. Wowee. This is going to be interesting by the time they all come out. Where is Brandon Pierce going to come? He is in 14th at the moment and sitting there about 1.8 seconds behind Adam Betts. So this is going to be interesting. In comes Fitness too. So bit of a pit stop battle here. Where is Pierce on the field? He has come. Where is he at the moment? I'm seeing where he is. He's about to hit the last turn 11. Here we go. So this is Brandon Pierce coming around onto the front straightaway. The 2 in front of him have moved. Fabian Fitness has undercut Andre Elliott in the pits, taking a little bit of poetic license there to Fitness, maybe a little bit less fuel. But here comes Pearso. He is coming down into turn 3 now, whacking it. This is going to be as tight as a nun's you-know-what. And these guys are having an absolute crack. Fitness has got out. Here comes Andre Elliott out in front on cold tyres, though. So this will be rate of attrition. Andre Elliott, a bit of understeer there. Here comes Pearso. Pearso, the magician, trying to get these magic tricks. So he's trying to go around the outside, turn it up. He's trying to go the up and under here too. He's lost the position there too. He's just got a bit of oversteer. Wowee, that was close. But now Andre Elliott's gone full defence mode here on Pearso. The undercut here, very, very strong at the moment. There goes up and under, says Pearso. Thank you. I'll take that one. P10. Effectively here for Brandon Pierce. While all these guys get into their pit stop fruition, this guy's going to be up there, I can tell you what. That is incredible stuff, Trailer Park Girl style for Brandon Pierce. And Matt Cotter is sitting in 4th position. And what is he going to do? I'll tell you what, this guy knows he is somewhere up there in the grand scheme of things. 10 and a bit seconds away from Lachlan Grant in front of him, but he is a pit stop clear at this moment. Keep an eye on that gap, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see what happens when Grant comes into the pits.
Yeah, Cotter in an absolute cracking position here at the moment. He's already made a pit stop. Keep in mind, ladies and gents, the guys in front of him are yet to pit, and he's only, 17 seconds off the lead. So once these three guys come in off the front of the grid here, he will inherit the lead once again. Matt Cotter looking fantastic tonight here, and Cherry Ripe here in the third event. So hats off to Matt Cotter. He's done his homework here tonight. We're going to ride on board. Actually, we're going to ride on board in the driver's seat or in the passenger seat here. We're going to get rid of that off the screen as well, and we're going to turn up the bloody sound, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to these Gen 2 V8s roar around the. Oh no, there's a car! Oh, Jesus Christ, that was close. One of the new guys just coming back onto the track in a very unsafe fashion, but Cotter saw it coming and managed to take evasive action. He's got one of the other blue flaggers there in front of him now, just gets around it. But tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, turn it up at home, because we're going to ride on board with Matt Cotter, who is the winningest, championship person here in the V8 Supercars.
Oh my God.
He's won more than anyone else. Let's go for a ride around Laguna Seca for the very last time in the Gen 2 Supercars with Matt Cotter.
None better to ride on board there with Mr. Matt Cotter himself. That was some cracking events we just saw. That is how you drive Laguna Seca. Not a millimetre away from any apex at all was Cotter, so good on him. And I'll tell you what, the guy sitting in effectively 5th place right behind him is Marshall, and he's got the battle of the ages, because the pine cone is definitely coming to fruition here, and he's gone wide. Oh no, here goes a pine cone. Thank you very much. To come together as well and hit each other, and that would be an advantage for Clayton Pine. That is not a way to rejoin the circuit there for Marshall, but nonetheless, Pine into 5th place now, and galloping his way through the field is the pine cone. Wowee, what a great performance here is Clayton Pine putting on for us here. He is 22 odd positions up, but he has not stopped at this moment, so we could see him come into the pits. Harley Marshall behind him has made a stop for those set of soft tyres, so don't you worry about that. It's all going to happen. Fitness, however, and Garrick are coming to fruition. This is Scotty Garrick on used soft tyres. Fabian Fitness on a fresher set of soft tyres, as we saw him come into the pits and overlap Andre Elliott. But Fabian Fitness has got less fuel on board, 400%, Chris. He was only about in that pit stop for, I reckon, stationary for about 20 seconds, if that, and took off. And Andre Elliott was in there at least 6 seconds before him and took off after him. So a lighter load here for Fabian Fitness. Alternate strategies, if you don't mind. And speaking of alternate, Nielsen is battling with the other one. I'll tell you what, this is the battle of the funeral directors here. Who's going to dig the trench 6 feet? Oh no, there's cars in front. Oh no, that was Schmerley. He is completely facing the wrong way around the circuit. Nielsen's just waiting for the brother to come in. And here comes a blue flagger in Causa, just thinking he can stick his nose in front there and get in amongst the battle, mate. Get off the circuit. And here goes Nielsen. He's rounding outside, trying to get it done, trailer park girl style. He's going to get that job done, and Causa's just put himself to the death. And into the bunda he goes. But Nielsen, thankfully, came out of that relatively unscathed, still sitting in 15th inside the top 20. Not a bad job. Where is Claypole?
Where is
asks Mr. Shaggy Smith. Where the hell is he? We don't even know. I'll tell you what, he might do a phantom and just pop up in the lead at some stage. Who knows? But he's definitely not here at this moment. He underdid himself in practice. Too busy with work is what we are hearing on the wires. And welcome to the real world, Claypole. I know exactly how you feel. A bit of practice, you need it, and that's where you are. But the windscreen, sitting in 14th at the moment, just circulating nicely. Scotty Garrick's come a proper at the corkscrew too. So he has lost 8th, 9th, 10th. Now he's in 11th place as well, gathering himself back up. He will be absolutely pooing himself. He has not delivered a car this month at the moment. No commission for Scotty Garrick at the corkscrew, that's for sure. That top salesman just dropping down the ladder a little bit there, but he'll be fine. He'll get back on it. He's only one position outside the top 10. Yet to pit. If it was me, I would have just pitted right there and then and get onto another set of softs and do a super soft run at the end. Comments from the super coach. But Fabian Fitness is into 5th place now. Just got straight around the outside there of Clayton Pine. So the super soft tyre for Fabian Fitness absolutely on song here tonight. Wowee. He has got low fuel and super soft. This is a definite alternate strategy here from Mr. Bench Press himself. And Marshall's kicking into this battle amongst the pine cone.
Yeah, absolutely. This is heating up here. The pine cone just maybe just having his usual troubles there with full race fuel and soft tyres. I'll tell you what, a little advice for Clayton Pine in the off season: just do your hot laps with full fuel and the soft tyre, because then that's when your race pace will just start to explode, ladies and gentlemen. And he will be up there for, he's certainly one of the speedy customers around this Discord, around this series. But I tell you what, once he straps the soft tyres on, he just seems to be vulnerable. And a little bit of extra weight in a full fuel run just seems to be vulnerable to these guys behind, who have certainly done their practice on the soft tyre and with a full fuel load. Harley Marshall now giving him plenty here down into turn 11. This is the final turn on the track. But this is the battle for 6th position, ladies and gentlemen. Alex McEwen still leads the race with Nick Mello about 7 seconds behind. Ladies and gentlemen, 35. Here goes Harley Marshall around the outside. They're side by side. They're back into wheel by wheel. Wowee, around turn 2, they are still a little bit of an overlap. There goes Clayton Pine, just couldn't handle the pressure, and he is just bouncing his way down into 7th position. He will be vulnerable to Pierce if he can get up there in time, but he doesn't. He just has to watch all the excitement from behind, and his eyes are just getting like big as dinner plates at the moment at the potential of him coming in another position. Jesus Christ, there goes that wasn't Pierce, was it? That wasn't Pine. That was a blue flag, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll pass the ball to my co-commentator Zach O'Reilly, because I've lost the plot.
He's absolutely lost the plot here in the comm box, but I would too, because I don't know where to look at the moment. We have got our top 3 drivers have not pitted yet. McEwen, Mallow, Grant, 0 stops. Matt Cotter, Fabian Fitness, Harley Marshall, all 1 stop. Fabian Fitness on the super soft tyre, alternating his strategy. So going for a double super soft is Fabian here to go on the softs till the end. I reckon that's a curveball, but shit, it could work. And then the rest of the field has basically made 1 pit stop each, barring Clayton Pine in 7th and Adam Betts and Scotty Garrick in 10th and 11th. So could be some alternate strategies here coming our way. Don't you worry about that. We're all looking for a different strategy here for the final round. Why not? Why not have a dip? It's the last go. It's the last dance, and you might as well see what works, because with the next season coming our way, these information banks that you can get and take note of them are going to be ever so helpful for you in the future. I can guarantee you that. As we see everyone go through the corkscrew, Crickster just navigating his way very, very nicely, dancing through the curves, off camber, on camber, 2 wheels in the air, and then maybe 3 as well. And this track is an absolute rip snorter, Chris. It is developing into one of the best races we have ever seen, or the best rounds we have ever seen here. And Laguna Seca never disappoints in the racing department, nor hot lapping. Wowee, it's a pleasure to have everyone here tonight. Thank you for tuning in and joining this event with us. And the drivers on track are definitely doing a very, very good job keeping it mean and clean at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got that sort of middle point of the race where the action peters off. Don't you worry, that usually means that we are just setting up for some absolute action out here on track. As you can see, the gaps at the front are about 7 seconds to second position, 7 seconds to third, and soon as Matt Cotter goes across the line. 6 seconds to him up there in fourth position. But they are all on different strategies, ladies and gents. The top three are probably all on the same. I assume they're going to go soft to soft. So once we a bit of action here on track, ladies and gentlemen, Alan Nielsen going defensive as he does. But look at that, Ryan just getting chimed in as well. This is a three-way battle. Now, look at that, Ryan Nielsen off the track. But Brandon Schmelt just takes advantage of that with Ryan Nielsen also making a mistake, and he makes his way up into 15th. But look at the straight line pace of that Ford Falcon. Wow, he made up that position, made up that gap really quickly. And that's Jesse Marshall chiming in as well. This could be a nice little four-way battle if Alan Nielsen can chime in as well.
Give us something in the chat too, ladies and gentlemen. We are approaching the halfway mark of this race. What is your podium at the moment? The double soft. Here's the predicted race winning strategy. Oh, there's a bit of neck coating. Oh, no, that is Nielsen coming together with Schmerley. Oh, geez Louise, those two will be absolutely spewing. That was none of their fault. Just pure neck coating inside each other. They went full gangbang style and did not get an inch at all inside. That was unfortunate. And poor old Ryan Nielsen is just getting his way back onto the circuit. I feel for this man. That was some good racing coming our way, and we missed it. I'll tell you what, everyone already, Chris, is a lap down from 14th and onwards. Geez Louise, it's a rate of attrition here at the moment. These guys at the moment just trying to circulate and get through, because that was Alex McEwen, as you saw, getting through everyone there. I think it was, or maybe it was Nick Malloy. But geez Louise, it's all on here, and Krishna is in a battle. For 15th place here, he's looking at the other guys going, wow, what happened in front of me? Better be careful here. So a bit of mind games going on inside the heads of the drivers here with the server doing a bit of funny games business. He's got a beautiful exit there. I reckon watch out for Krishna next season. Geez, this guy's got some talent. First time out here in the V8 Supercars, and he's fighting the season regulars here. He's got a beautiful suckage down the front straightaway. He's going to go straight up the inside, and I reckon that is driving beautifully just on the slip angle. Manages to pull it up. Wowee, that was some car control there. Oh, understeering have nosed each other. Full into the air goes the Mustang. The Falcon just punting him, and he's punting him again. Oh, geez Louise, Nielsen. I'm telling you, Alan, that is a full slap. That is Champ Street worthy. 400% there, mate. You better slow down and wait for him to get up, because you have gone straight down Champ Street into the drain, I reckon, at this stage. That was some shocking behaviour, and you're not even redressing it, mate. Come on. You're better than that. We know where you're at. Come on, just settle down and get Krishna back in front of you.
Yeah, he's got to redress that. That was tried and true. Met there from the old bump and run rule book. He does. He's listening to the stream. Well done, Alan. And he will wait for Krishna to come back. He's about a couple of seconds behind.
Right there.
There he is. He's just going to make his way around Mr. Nielsen now, coming up to the Timu Dipper. And all is well now in Assetto Corsa land. The closest battle on track is Clayton Pine. He is hunting down Harley Marshall in front. We're going to ride on board with Clayton Pine as he comes down through the dipper. It looks like Harley Marshall just may be struggling for a bit of tyre wear here at the moment. Do we know what he started on? He started on I'm pretty sure Harley Marshall started on the Super Softs, but Ronald Marshall can confirm that in the chat. That is the MBR team principal and engineer there at Marshall Brothers Racing. So Clayton Pine just coming into a little bit of form here at the midway point. We've just gone past 30 minutes. That is the midway point of this beautiful circuit here in race 3 of the final round of the Gen 2s. We've had Perks as a DNF. We've had a couple of DNFs behind him as well. The rate of attrition is high here, ladies and gentlemen. But Ryan Nielsen now coming into pit.
Yep, very good for Ryan Nielsen. Just coming in, just taking his time. He'll be there. And we heard a race director intervention got Ryan Nielsen back on track as well. So Chris Munro has to have a hit and miss. He will be back in just a few moments. Pinecone, however, is just catching Mr. Marshall there a little bit. The senior of the two Marshalls on track at this moment. Just driving nicely at the moment is the old Pinecone. He's coming to fruition here, so we'll see what he can do. He's just making his way up to the Timu Dipper at this point in time. He's lost a bit of ground there to Harley Marshall, so circulating nicely at the moment is Harley Marshall. He's just got the brazen bits, I reckon, at the moment, knowing that he started early, pitted and got those super soft tyres off onto the soft compound and ready to rock and roll. It's been entertaining so far, and I'll tell you what, this is the way to finish the Gen 2s. Wowee! I'm excited, and when you watch all these cars just battling each other, they are like go-karts, these cars, in comparison to a Gen 3 supercar. Thank you very much to some feedback from in-real-life drivers, and they have told us that this will be a definite relearn for the brain by the time we get to maybe some Gen 3 racing coming our way shortly. But nonetheless, it's sad to see that beautiful VF supercar no longer in circulation at the moment. And I'll tell you what, in real life, they look bloody good. They are probably one of the best looking aggressive supercars in real life. That's my bet too. But give us your predictions in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. We still haven't got any predictions here who's going to take the race win. We've got 11 and a bit seconds between Mallow and McEwen. I think McEwen has definitely taken back some of the advantage there and said, that championship is mine, fella. I don't care what you do. And he's galloped off 4 seconds closer to a victory at the moment in terms of the gap between himself as Chris Munro just comes back into the commentary box. Chris, you escaped and someone else decided to knock on the door. I'll tell you what, I'm getting scared.
We can always see him circling because at these circuits that we tend to commentate from, there is always a VIP area where they serve free champagne and free beers. And I'll tell you what, who is circling, the man, the myth, the legend. He is always down there from the absolute get-go. As soon as they open the tent, he's down there and he's always harassing the young waitresses there. But look at that, Harley Marshall just checking up on the final turn, and Clayton Pine doing that in turn and just opening up a little bit of a gap there between him and Harley Marshall. So very nice straight line pace there on the MBR ZB Commodore indeed. But look at that, Clayton Pine got his hands full now with this little battle that's just sort of been teetering in and out. But as you said, Zach O'Reilly, the Combox door here at Laguna Seca does not have a lock. So I tell you what, he's gonna barge in whenever he goddamn feels like it. I give you the hot tip. Oh dear, I think we might. I think Zach O'Reilly's just dipped out of the commentary box to go and serve his own pit stop, and that just means we're vulnerable here for a takeover. And you know who it is. He follows us around here at Sensational TV. He's one of the golden voices of commentary in the Australian sporting realm. But I've just got one foot on the door there just to stop him coming in, because this race is starting to heat up as the Malaysian
I've had to barge my way past the great man and just give him the old Tijuana. I'll tell you what, I gave him the crowbar treatment just to stop him from coming in. I locked the door as I went out, and he did not know how to do it in his old age. The old man is getting a bit senile, so we are safe for the moment, but I can't tell you how long it's going to last, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a bloody matter of time before the Reginald gets into the combox. And I had the crowbar this time. I can't see any weaponry from him, so maybe we won't be felt as threatened, but it's only a matter of time. We just know what's going to happen here. I'll tell you what, it's going to be one of those times where Mr. Rabs decides to come in at whatever time period. We just don't know. And I'm getting scared, Chris. I'm getting a bit scared.
Yeah, Ron's in the chat saying, come on, Rabs, we need a lift. And it's fair. We've got a little bit of a lull section here in the race. With 23 minutes to go, these positions are starting to eke out a little bit of a gap. But there was a little positional change there between Schmel and Jesse Marshall there. But look at Schmel just getting very wide on the exit there of 9. Now into 10. That's going to invite Jesse Marshall back into this little battle as well. The Volvo boys today doing pretty good. Their best on ground is Andre Elliott up there in 7th position. Scotty Garrick, as we saw, took out race 2 and race 2 or race 1? Race 1.
Race 1.
Yeah, it was, because Fabio Fitness took out the oval race. Yeah, so Scotty Garrick doing well there for the Volvo racing team. Clayton Pine is on the super softs, but Elliott comes into pit now as well. So 22 minutes to go. Can he go the whole way on a set of super softs? Do you reckon he'll come out on them? Jeez. Or do you think it's sort of in no man's land at the moment with 22 minutes to go? I just don't know if the super soft is going to last for that long. It'll be great to see for a bit of action because he will just start to make his way up the field. But we will find out when he comes out of the pits. But Jesse Marshall now just closing in on the back of Brandon Schmell.
Yeah, definitely. And looks like Schmerley's just having a bit of a mare there on the corner up to the dipper. Or the dipper, the Timu dipper we would call it.
Yep.
And Jesse Marshall trying to get himself inside the top 15. He's sitting in 15th, so he's there, but he wants to get onto the back here of Schmerley, who had an absolute mare before coming together with Mr. Nielsen, and they sent them both off into the bunda as we saw before. So a bit of head rattling here for Schmerley. He'll just want to get back in that rhythm. And look at Jesse Marshall. He just got the run of his life, put it onto the dirt, and locked up the rears too for proceedings, nearly into the back there of Schmerley. But this is going to be a fantastic run up the front straight away here. What are we going to see? A bit of suckage here. Jesse Marshall's already got the job done here. He's got the overlap here on Schmerley. Down into T3 we go. Thank you very much, Mother for the Rabbits. He's going to take P14. Ron Marshall cheering there in the household. That is a blue flag marker getting out of the way, and he's got it. Drive it hard, says Ron Marshall. Good on you, son. He's got it up there into P14. This could be a very, very good race here for the Marshall brothers at the moment. We've seen a lull in proceedings here, Chris, as you said, with the timings just sort of petering out. But Brandon Pearce has just come into the pits again. So another set of, I don't know what he's got on, soft tyres here for Pearso for the last 20 minutes of the race, sitting in 10th place. What are the other guys going to do? They still haven't pitted Chris Munro.
No.
And the gap between them two, wait for me to tell you. Here we go. Where are we? My goodness gracious me. Brandon Pearce, at the moment, it's not telling me the correct times. Oh my goodness gracious me. I hate my timing tower. He is officially 1 minute and 2 seconds away from everyone in front of him. But in terms of pit stops, Chris, he will probably end up at this point in time net 5th place if he can get in front by the time these guys do a pit stop. And here comes Alex McEwen. He's into the pits. So we've called the devil, and he is in. Nick Mallow officially in the lead. Going for the undercut here is Alex McEwen.
Yeah, this will be very interesting because we are, as we said, right on the teetering edge of how far the super soft tyre can last. So what is Alex going to come out on? He has
Supers.
got the supers. Fantastic stuff. Just rolling the dice there is Alex McEwen. He did have a 14-second advantage to his compatriot or his rival there in Nick Mello. I imagine the team comms are absolutely icy cold at the moment. There's no... There'd be no comms saying, oh, look, I'm going to just come in and pit for a set of super softs in the next lap. I reckon it's dead set, muted all the way around about what these two guys are doing at the moment. Nick Mello is the new race leader, but I tell you what, McEwen now on a fresh set of supers. He's got Lockie Grant in front of him as well. This is the battle for position, but it's not in the same race. Lockie Grant on the back end of those softs. Oh. He'll be looking to get, oh geez, is these two going down side by side now into the Timu dipper, and Alex McEwen getting the better of that. Little bit of contact on the way through, but not enough to turn anyone around or turn that smile upside down for McEwen. He is dead set in control of this race. Big time. He's got about a 12-second gap to Nick Mello in front, who does come into the pit as well. We'll probably see him come out on a super soft as well, but he's going to be a fair way behind Alex McEwen as you watch this. Alex McEwen's about to go past him now. There he goes down the front straight. Alex McEwen back into the lead of this race and almost a full pit stop in front of anyone else.
Yeah, dead set. And this is the thing, though. We've got to keep in mind, viewers at home, that Alex McEwen has to do 15 and a half odd laps by the time left when he came in on those super soft tyres. So they are going to be as dead as a doornail by the time he comes around to the finish line. Can he hold it together? We will find out, because Nick Mello's got one more lap of pace advantage in those super soft tyres. Probably not that it'll matter too much, I would say, by the time it comes to it. But geez Louise, as you said, Christopher, a lot of time between Mr. Mallow and Alex McEwen at the moment. It looks like it's 15 seconds odd gap between the two of them as they come into fruition. So a big gap here at the moment. The undercut has given him at least 4-second advantage there for Alex McEwen. Wowee, that is a strong undercut if I've ever seen one, that's for sure. But Schmerley, however, trying to get himself back onto the lead lap at some stage, but Jesse Marshall in front of him is absolutely dancing this ZB Commodore every which way you want. Look at that oversteer on entry. Nearly lost it coming through. Lucky that car is on song, and also the corner is positively cambered too. Jeez Louise, he just lost it. He comes into the pits now and peels it off. Schmerley into 14th, but I think now he's going to lose a place because that undercut is so powerful here at Laguna Seca. Nielsen having a rip snort over time. That is a cracking livery. I absolutely love that car. And that's what they should have run for the last dance, I reckon, here in the Gen 2s for the FGX.
Yeah, just every FGX out there in the old FPV livery. That would have been fantastic to see. But, yeah, with...
Mello's DNF!
Oh, no. What's happened there, ladies and gentlemen? Has he just... he's pulled the pin. He knows he can't win, and he's dead set pulled it out. That, or I'm going to say, for the sake of his own reputation, that maybe a little disconnect in the final race of the season. Gee whiz, that's hard to swallow. Whichever way you want to chew it up. He's back. Yeah, maybe
he's back.
Disconnect. Fuck.
Maybe a disconnect as Chris drops the magic there on stream just before the 8:30 mark. Wowee. But just on that petering edge of daylight time. But poor old Nick Mello's now a lap down. Disconnect error, maybe a hardware error or a internet error. I'm not sure how you can just disconnect from the race. I'm not too sure what happened there, but the poor bastard is now a lap down, so it is all over by Jingos. That's it. Alex McEwen now is your 100% season champion. Hate to come to an end this quickly, but that is all over for the Rabbits. But tell you what, here on track, it is not over at the moment. Hanley and Betts just coming together, and there goes Betsy straight around the outside. Thank you very much. Now Scotty Garrick's trying to get in on the action as well, and he's got the job done. Oh, geez Louise, there goes Henley, just on around the outside, lost it onto the bunda, and that was pace advantage for Scotty Garrick. They nearly sideswiped each other, the Volvo guys, but they will definitely be discussing that later on, going, oh, geez, did you see my pass there on you, sir? Yes, I did, sir. Yes, it was very good. Oh, very, very nice indeed. Oh, yes. Here, have some extra jam on your scones there, chap. Yes, exactly. There's beautiful stuff. But anyway, the Volvo boys keep going on. As we know, they sit for high tea, and Nielsen's just got up the inside of Krishna there. Wowee. Fantastic driving. Krishna came all sorts on the exit there, full oversteer Tokyo Drift style. Maybe watching too much Fast and the Furious there for Krishna, but Nielsen inside the top 20. Happy days for him.
Yeah, great stuff there. Great driving there from the 201, Ryan Nielsen. On a charge back, on a comeback after a few unfortunate events, but having a nice little battle there with the Mustang behind him of Krishna. It's all happening there, ladies and gentlemen. But there's a battle up ahead. That is Betts and Elliott. Look at these two guys. We're going to ride on board with Betts coming into turn 5 here, and Elliott just getting a nice little exit there as well, putting the sword to Adam Betts for the moment as he just shovels off up the hill with a nice little lead. Oh, very wide through the king. This is going to invite Adam Betts back into this little battle, and there's really nowhere for him to go unless he wants to absolutely send it in through the bloody corkscrew, but that's not going to happen. That's certain death. But Adam Betts just has to consolidate now and just try and get back underneath the rear wing of Andre Elliott as it stands. But look at Andre Elliott just doing his best impression of I don't know, Brandon Pierce on the final lap of any race if he's in the lead, just missing the apex massively, and that invites Adam Betts back under the rear wing. So he's in the slipstream, in the suck, ladies and gentlemen, here in the USA, and there's plenty of those to go around. I'll give you the hot bloody tip. There he goes down into turn 2, the braking zone. Andre Elliott missing it by an absolute mile, and that's an easy position there from Adam Betts. But look at this. We're going to ride on board with Andre Elliott and see if he can return serve.
Yeah, look out. Here comes the Elliott man. I think he's going to be a bit hard under the collar at the moment. Hot under the collar, sorry. Not hard. It'll be as soft as anything at the moment, I reckon, because that was an unforced error for Andre Elliott. Not looking too shabby is Mr. Betts. He has just found his rhythm here at the upper end of the race, Chris. 12 and a half minutes left in this session, and just finding the rhythm now. So good on Adam Betts at the moment. Marshall and Fitness. This is what we want to see, the battle of the ages. coming our way again. Marshall v Fitness, round 3, I think this is, by Jingo's on the track. And looks like Marshall has got the brazen bits on her Fabian Fitness, trying to make his car look as wide as a brick wall, quote unquote, from Fabian Fitness. Around the outside, Trailer Park Girl style, goes Marshall. He's got the even run here too. That increased radius has helped him get the whole shot out, and he's got the overlap here on Fabian Fitness. Fitness gone the inside. What has happened to Fitness? That is incredible stuff. He has lost it all over the shop. By Jingoes, by crikey. He has lost all the momentum there as Fabian Fitness. He's going to have to get back on the circuit because Betts is approaching at a rate of knots here. Betts is now rounding into that same corner. Fabian Fitness, wowee, just sent it off into the bunda there. I'm not sure that was a hardware issue too. Or something came up proper there. That just looked like full wheel right and down.
Yeah, very unusual there from Fitness. I don't know if he was trying to just pit manoeuvre the car coming up around his outside, but that is a dead set loss of traction, a loss of position ultimately there in the end for Fabian Fitness. But back here, there's a nice little 1, 2, 3, 4 car battle just heating up. We're on board with Krishna at the moment. He's got Goff in his sights with Nielsen in front of him, and Ian O'Brien at the front of the queue. Look at this, around the outside. Thank you very much. Looking for it. Trailer Park Girl style, but it's not going to happen for him this time. Up the hill, he's got the newcomer Goff. He's been one of the better debutantes here tonight, up here in position 17, ladies and gentlemen. But look, he's got his hands full now because they come side by side. Krishna just sweeps around the outside through turn 7. Down into turn 8. That is the Temu Dipper, and away he goes now. And look at this, he's right in touch with Nielsen and O'Brien. They're battling it out. 4 sheep stations there from 15th position. Dead set, these guys are all over it. Look at Ryan Nielsen looking up the inside now of Ian O'Brien. It's not going to happen, but look at the bloody line that Krishna takes there. A bit of dirt and a little bit more, but dead set. Look at these guys, nose to tail at the moment. The classic human centipede coming up the main straight of Laguna Seca. We're into the final 10 minutes now of the Gen 2 Supercars season. There goes Ian O'Brien very deep there into turn 2. That invites Ryan Nielsen up into 15th position. Thank you very much. We're going to go on the top view here for Krishna getting around the outside as well, and that's 2 positions lost for Ian O'Brien in 2 corners.
You, the master,
and
the absolute apprentice himself in Christopher Munro. Fantastic calling there, Fat Man. I'll tell you what, that was some dead set incredible battling there. The Indian got the MRF bat out and decided to slash one through the covers for 4, if you don't mind the cricket terminology. But he has got up there in the dead set fair dinkum department. And I'll tell you what, when it comes to battling here, it is definitely on here between 10th and 9th place. Scotty Garrick in dead set, unbelievable form here, trying to get around the outside, and he's got the job done there on his compatriot in Andre Elliott, the 2 Volvo drivers, having a dead set, fair dinkum, unbelievable time, if I can quote myself. And is that Fabian Fitness off into the bunda there? Oh my Jesus Christ, that has reminded me of the absolute state of origin back in 1987. The Blues were up by 477 points, and the Queenslanders came back within the last 10 minutes and just dead set absolutely sent them to the high heavens to take the origin win in 1987. Wowee. What a dead set, unbelievable call. I'm about 25 rosés deep here, Christopher. Whoa. I'll tell you what, when it comes to the entertainment spectrum here at Laguna Seca, I'll tell you what, they put it on here, dead set.
No, they certainly do. Caught me mid...
and for yourself there as well, me old son.
A little bit of mid-indulgence there on the rosé myself, Rabs. Thank you very much. But look, this battle up here for 8th position. You've got Andre Elliott on the screen. There in front, we are riding on board with Scott Garrett for AC Karting. He took the first blood here, ladies and gentlemen, in this round. Round 9 of the season 13 V8 Supercar Series here at AK Racing. Look at Andre Elliott taking all the liberties there down the Temu Dipper and through turn 9, 10, and ultimately turn 11. But look at this, they're very tight now. We're going to have to go to the wider view here, Rab, to just see if Garrett can make any headways down through the final turn. We're going to have to go on board. They're side by side, Rabs. Call us out.
Whoa, turn it out. Mrs. Raps tonight will be giving me the head position at the moment because Scotty Garrick is dead set on the charge here, singing his way straight up the inside and taking that 8th position straight off the man himself, the myth, the legend, Andre Elliott. I'll tell you what, this guy is on fire, Scotty Garrick. He had an absolute mare before in the dead set fending department at the Oval Circuit, but he's found his straps and just decided to take himself into dummy half position and get himself up the field, included into a contest. Wowee, this is sensational racing here tonight, and I've heard on the wires, Christopher, that this is the last time that we are seeing some of this action here at Laguna Seca, yet alone here on the circuit. And I'll tell you what, the frequent flyer points have definitely racked up tonight. I'm up to 458,000 on the Qantas frequent flyer points here, coming from Laguna Seca all the way over to the Milwaukee Mail. And it's been an absolute jet of a call from yourself and the man himself who is standing outside. I've barricaded the doors here, and he cannot get back in. And it's going to be one of the battle for the ages on and off the circuit here at Sensational TV.
It certainly is, Raps. And always an absolute pleasure to have you in the box here with myself. It's always funny, you seem to time it well with the departure of Zach O'Reilly as he takes a little mid-race pit stop here in the coverage. And you're fresh on the button, mate, and you just jump into the hot seat, and through you go, my friend.
Well, I saw him have a bit of a restroom break, and I thought to myself, should I get involved in this? And then when I thought to myself, yes, I should get involved in this, he came back and I full-on gave him the old left-right goodnight, Billy Slater style. And he went down to the ground as quick as a daisy gets punished by the old Cecil weed killer. And he's still out there at the moment, and I cannot see him, so he can get absolutely stuffed for the time being. Yet, the racing on track here has got me high. I've got the 14 rosés down the pocket, and I've sniffed half a can of the beautiful E85 Eco Fuel here by United Fuel Petroleums, and it's been fantastic. I can tell you now, I'm enjoying every moment of this racing here at Laguna Seca, Christopher.
I'll tell you what, half a gram of the E85, you'll be enjoying Les Mis in live at the old Princess Theatre down here in Brisbane. I'll give you the hot tip, but I'll tell you what, there's a lot more exciting things happening on track, and this is the closest battle on track, ladies and gentlemen. It's Alan Nielsen for DNK Motorsport there in the number 59 Pertec livery, the old Marcus Ambrose livery. What an absolute cracking time in motorsport to be an Australian. Oh geez, wasn't that just cracking stuff when he came out swinging, him and Greg Murphy together, just providing the entertainment, dead set, and then off to America to dominate the NASCAR as well. Oh, there's a little bit of argy-bargy here. There's a little bit of argy-bargy here in the commentary box. Zach O'Reilly and Racing Grabs the King just coming together in the background, ladies and gentlemen. Very distracting indeed.
I've done the Max Walker on him. He can get fucked. He's out. I've knocked him out in the commentary box. And he is flat on the floor, is Ray Rabs Warren. I'll tell you what, you get what you deserve, mate. You barricaded me outside the door. That's it. I don't care anymore. Sorry, Christopher. Take on. You have been calling beautifully.
No, that's all right. We're just joining in. If you've missed it, Zach, with a nice little battle down here for 15th position. Krishna and Alan Nielsen, they've been at it all this race. It's been absolutely a tussle for the ages. So call it as you see it, Zach O'Reilly.
Wow, Christian's just gone a bit wide there through the dipper and just teetered himself onto the inner edge of the Timu dipper, and still somehow managed to keep it an even gap between himself and Nielsen. Nielsen trying every single trick in the book. That Falcon is very, very oversteery. We just saw it there. But I'll tell you what, Krishna is setting the timing towers alight here in comparison to the Nielsen man, if he can get it all put together. But that is a bad exit, just as we commentator cursed him. Here comes Alan Nielsen. Get into the suck, me old friend. Jeez Louise, you've got a drafter, you've got to pull on. Is he going to go? No, he breaks early, and he's probably trying to dummy Krishna into an overtaking position. Oh, they've both gone right, but that's enough because Krishna's pissed off into the bunda, back to his home soil, and Nielsen's going to go straight into 15th place. Thank you very much, he says. That is some beautiful stuff there. Dummied it into it. Nielsen will be singing and clapping at the moment, laughing his head off because that is job done for him. And with 2 laps down on the proceedings, it doesn't matter where you are, Chris. It's all happening, and it's for the Clayton Waters, man. Your favourite livery is dead set, sitting there in 22nd place, having a good time is Waters, but geez, the car looks good nonetheless.
Yeah, we're going to go through our season favourites for the last 2 minutes of this race and 2 minutes of this season, 2 minutes of this this generation of V8 Supercars. Clayton Waters, he's out there. He's always in the practice server. He's out there giving his best. I call him Cam Waters, and he drives like Cam Waters if he was maybe a few chromosomes short. But I tell you what, he's always out there and he's doing his best. Clayton Waters. Hopefully, we'll see him in the next season as well. Who's the next on the list? Ian O'Brien. What a cracking cracking season from him as well. All these guys battling it hard at the back. They don't always get the limelight of the Sensation spotlight, but I tell you what, their efforts don't go unnoticed, do they, Zachariah?
They do not at all. One of my other favourites is one of the Volvo boys, the Rangier boys. They've dead set got to get in there. Let's go to no, let's not go to him. Let's go to Mr. Elliott himself. They're looking very, very nicely. That's a pretty cool Mitsubishi inspired Volvo livery there. I like that car. The gold and the black has a deep place in my heart there too. Also, I reckon just for old time's sake and just sticking with the same livery, Matt Cotter. Have a look at his livery closely. He has literally got on the back the torpedo. Right there on the wing. You can see it. He calls himself the torpedo in the third person. That's how highly this bloke thinks of himself. But I do love it when I saw that car in the mirror because I knew I was probably under attack. So another one of my favourites. And the last one, Christopher Munro, is Mr. Banachek. If we've got him there, I'm not sure if he's in the bloody server anymore.
I can't see him in there.
Mr. Fast House Racing, that looked pretty bloody good to me. No, he's not here at all. The poor bastard missed out. But those are a couple of my favourites. But nonetheless, one of the Nielsen brothers with that lovely FPV inspired livery is good. And these guys on circuit and on the screen at the moment have just absolutely dominated everything this season. They've won the team championship by a country mile is Project 4. And now Alex McEwen, through trials and tribulations through the season, missing one of the races I think he missed race 1, Chris, inspiring a drop round there for himself, has come back. And he is going to be our champion and fairly and truly done this whole season. Wowee. What an absolute drive by this man. Don't know if this is the final lap or not because we've got plus 1 lap. Oh, it is. It's the white flags have been waved, so this is it. Or have we got one more lap to go? I'm not sure. But it does not matter. Nothing is going to stop this man. Already half a minute up the road from Matt Cotter, sitting there. What a drive, Alex McEwen. Well done. You have dead set the timing towers alight in the racing department. You got that car set up beautifully.
We'll come back to it because it is not the last lap. Yeah,
it isn't. Okay.
All right. Well, another shout out to the AC karting team of Scott Garrick. Very good supporters of the channel and the Discord indeed, AC Karting. Check them out. They are doing some absolutely cracking stuff over there in their Discord.
Shout out to Johnny.
Shout out to John Singleton, the man that runs AC Karting. Certainly worth a look over there if you ever been involved in some go-karting in your real life or you want to get involved in it. The best way to do it is to go and check out AC Karting Discord because they've got some dead set exciting things happening on the horizon as well. NBR worth a shout out as well. They've had a tough start to this season, but a dead set. They've come good at the end, and it's great to see, Zachariah.
Excellent to see, and we love having Ron in the chat as well as the team principal and engineer himself, and his sons have done very well this season. They've all got inside the top 10 at some stage, podiums and a race win, I think, for Harley Marshall too in one of the rounds. Very, very good drive from all of these guys at MBR this season, and it is a good-looking livery there too, the Alliance Truck Parts livery for the MBR brothers. What about this guy? Very nicely. And this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have anything to say, you cannot say one bad thing about this bloke. It is all good. Brandon Pearce, the lifeblood of all the pit boxes done, all of the tracks liveried up and put AK Racing, Sensational TV, Dex Sanders, Zach, my business as well. He has done everything this season. He's helped us with the servers. He's helped us on days that we can't get stuff done. He's helped us with the points overlays. You name it. This guy is a champ of AK Racing, and it is full credit to Mr. Brandon Pearce for all your efforts, mate. And he is a quick driver too. Podiums and race wins this year, this season. The man has done it all, but none can take away from this guy here, Alex McEwen. He knows it's the final lap here, and he's done. He is our season champion, and that is all that she wrote. Ladies and gentlemen, over half a minute up the road from anyone, Alex McEwen has dead set taken the win, taken Project 4's championship away from any contenders, and is the individual season champion. Nick Mallow, his teammate right behind him there just on screen, is the runner-up in this season too. Well done to Project 4. Absolutely worthy winners, and they put it to the sword whenever we were in doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a fantastic drive all season long from Alex McEwen. Take your hats off, ladies and gentlemen, and give him a bow, because he is your season champion here for season 13 and the final one for the Gen 2 Supercars. And look at that. Nick Mello just coming up behind and showing a little bit of respect to his teammate as well. It's well deserved. Both of these guys were in the running as well all the way up until this final race, and Alex McEwen just proving the lighter of the two creams, and they just rise to the top of that proverbial coffee that is season 13 championship. What a fantastic championship. There he is, just doing a few little sideways. Get down on the starting line and get your Polaroids ready. Nick Mello coming alongside and blocking him off, spitting a bit of dead rubber out there on the front of the McEwen machine. But I'll tell you what, the party is in the McEwen household. What an absolute season from him.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done, Alex. It's been an absolute cracking season. Scotty McEwen's dad is in the chat, and absolutely fantastic driver. Nick Mallow is doing the honours here for Alex McEwen, and in proper form too, but nothing can take it away from this man. He has absolutely slashed it this season.
Yeah.
Had everything against him at some stage too, as we said, and it's been an absolute pleasure to watch him go about the business here at AK Racing and dominate this season, that's for sure. It all came down to the cream rising to the top, and this guy rolled with every single punch, Mike Tyson style, came out with a knockout blow here at the end, and he's got the job done. Well done to Nick Mallow and Alex McEwen in Project 4 Racing for the championship in the Project 4 Racing, and also Alex as the champion and runner-up for Nick Mallow.
Yeah, second in a row there for Project 4 as well in the team championships. Who is gonna put together a dream team to take these guys out in the next season? Well, I tell you what, if we can hire a couple of blokes to come and call the action, maybe myself and Zach can come out of retirement and put these boys in their place. I tell you what, that's not going to happen, because we're having too much fun here in the commentary box. It's been an absolute fantastic season, and I think we can go. We can cross to these guys here in the commentary box in the post-race interviews. Perhaps I'll
get him up.
Yep, he's got him up. We've got Alex McEwen already there in the box. We got Mello as well, who was third in
Trying to find Grant in there as well,
Grant
and
was
Cotter.
third, and Cotter. Yeah, bring them all in, because it's been an absolutely fantastic season for everyone involved. But we'll start with Alex McEwen, because you are the man of the moment. You are the final winner of the Gen 2 Supercars season here at AK Racing. How did you feel when we threw the cat amongst the pigeons, or should I say the rabbit amongst the horses there, when we gave you a little reverse qualifying grid?
I mean, I think there's things that could have been rethought a little bit, I won't lie.
You can't say that now. You're the winner, mate.
No, I mean, respective to just about everybody else on the grid, I mean. It's not just me who was involved in that, so...
It was a 2-horse race between you and your teammate. So we feel like you both got the same sort of rub of the green, should it be? And I guess after that that qualifying session, you actually started behind Nick Mello. So you've done the hard work to get up to the front, and it was a fantastic season from both of you as well. And Project 4 taking the victory. So I guess congratulations are all round. For this round particular, how did you feel coming into the oval race?
Yeah, daunting for the wrong reasons, I think. Having that sort of a curveball in the middle of the round was, driving standards were probably about what you'd expect from that sort of format.
Yeah, sure was. But on the stream, it wasn't too bad. We saw people losing it left, right, and centre, but no one really got affected for the worse. I think it was all the cream was rising to the top, Zach O'Reilly, if you would agree with me there.
Well, it was all about that tonight. You roll with the punches, you get what you give. And a final send-off here to the Gen 2 Supercars at OK Racing. It is the mystery round. We all know what's going on. And it definitely delivered for everyone. And the cream did rise to the top there with Alex yourself just getting up there into where it mattered at the biggest point of time. I've got a question for Nick Mello, though. Was that a server disconnection or hardware failure in race 3? What happened there to yourself?
Hardware issue there, so I had to disconnect and reconnect a few times there. So, oh well, it's unfortunate, but, just congrats to Alex. He's done a good job all season. Either way, whatever happened, I wasn't going to take it away from him with a gimmicky format going on. So, he's earned it over the whole season, and yeah, he's worthy champion.
Definitely a worthy champion, that's for sure. Absolutely just sent it where it needed to be and got it clean in the previous rounds anyway, hence why he was in the lead of the championship, albeit only by a couple of points between the two of you. But Matt Cotter, you've finally come to fruition here at the arse end of the championship, mate. Found that ZB and got the old head back in the game. What a drive from you here in the last race. How'd you do it?
Yeah, first of all, credit to McEwen and Mello for going that long on softs. That blew my mind, but found a setup which was actually comfortable to drive for me in a car, which I never thought I'd say. So kind of enjoyed it for once, particularly at a track I don't really enjoy, so I'll take what was given.
Well, you're telling me you were comfortable in the ZB?
Yep, at the final race.
Is it? I don't think I've ever heard those words uttered from Matt Cotter's mouth at all. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he looks always out of control, but he's in control under that ZB helmet. That's for sure. That's incredible, Chris. What a drive from himself there, Matt Cotter. Where did you think he was going to come in all this? Because I thought he was a bit underdone coming into the back end of the season with a couple of controversies in the background there. Where did you think Mr. Cotter was going to fare up at the end?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was going to win the whole lot, mate. He was dead set looking fantastic there. But I think starting on the supers might have been just the thorn in his side, because he had to pit a second time compared to the guys out in front. But I'll tell you what, you were quick. You were quick all the way through this round, including the oval race there in race 2. So thanks again, Mr. Cotter, for providing the entertainment. So thank you again.
No problem.
Well, that could round us up here for the final time here at Sensational TV and AK Racing's V8 Supercar Series. All be a bit controversial and a bit of emotion flowing from all of our drivers we just heard there as well. But in the end, the cream did rise to the top. Alex McEwen, you are the worthy winner, and takes it away with the chockies, that's for sure. It's been an absolutely sensational season that we've broadcasted here over the time, and it's a credit that we've seen this trio of drivers here in the post-race interviews chat probably more on average than the rest of the field. So just a credit to all you gents for putting on a show when it matters and where it matters the most. It's been an absolute fantastic season. So we thank you all for being a part of it, and also to the rest of our competitors here at AK Racing. And it's been a pleasure to broadcast it, Christopher.
Yeah, it certainly has. And we look our eyes forward to the future. And that involves some Gen 3 V8 supercars. So I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, there's been an absolute, what do you call it? Just a workload behind the scenes here at AK Racing. Brandon Pierce taking the cake of the man that's brought these V8 supercars of the next generation to life. So, without further ado, we're just going to sit back and just take in a little video that we've made, a little promotional video of what's about to come by our place here at Sensational TV and AK Racing. So hold on to your hats now. This is what's happening next season, ladies and gentlemen. There you go, ladies and gents. A little bit of a taster for what's going on next season, and there may or may not be a third V8 supercar adding to the grid there. So you've heard it out of the horse's mouth here first. And how are you guys looking forward to next season here in the Gen 3 V8? So we'll start with our season champion, Alex McKeown. Oh, hang on, you're muted. Away you go.
There we go. Looking forward to it. Hopefully it sort of condenses the field back in a little bit and gives a nice shake up to see which of the guys are stronger in those sorts of cars. And yeah.
And to answer the questions there in the chat, the Super is on. Let's go. It's here. The Supra is coming to AK Racing. I should have dovetailed that with a question to someone. Alex, actually, Zach O'Reilly, you can take over. I've deleted a bottle of red cordial.
You've lost the plot, mate. You've lost the absolute plot. Let's just be honest here and truly. Our co-commentator, Christopher Munro, has deleted, and he's probably 8 standard drinks away from something happening. But Mallow, you are one excited boy as well about the Gen 3s. How do you feel about the anticipation? Is the racing going to deliver in your own opinion?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping so. The cars so far feel good. There's been a lot of development work going on with them, and just got to tweak a few things, and hopefully it'll be produce some good formats and give lots of strategy options, and just lots of muscle people out the way, and have a good time.
It's going to be one of those rate of attritions, I reckon, with everything happening. We'll see where everyone ends up. That should be a cracking event. Cotter, you are a ZB man. You're a Holder man. Are you going to go a Camaro? Are you going to go a Mustang? What are you thinking?
I'll wait and see what happens. I'm looking forward to the cars, though. Totally different beast to tame. So I remember the days of the ZB and the Mustang coming into this league here. So it's like turning another page.
Well, we can guarantee you one thing. They're going to be identical underneath each other. So it's going to be one of those things where you pick your poison, but which oval do you want to fly, or which lion do you want to fly? Which one is it going to be? Who knows? Or maybe even another semi-oval shaped with the spelling of a motor car brand starting with T. Who knows? You can guess that one in the chat as well. We might even see some of those people. But without further ado, I think that's time here, Christopher Munro.
Yep.
To wrap it all up here at AK Racing's final event for the season 13. The Gen 2 V8 Supercars is all done in one. We've seen the safety car do donuts all across the circuit there. Hopefully you've been involved with that. But we will be back for our next stream in the Wednesday Cup coming your way in a couple of weeks here. So stick around for that. Keep the bell on at YouTube land for the notification of the stream coming our way. That's going to be incredible there. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel too. But geez Louise, it's going to be exciting. Wednesday Cup is going to be our first go, and we are in little Aussie racing cars, Camaro style, one make series. They're going to bring some fantastic racing. And it's great to have everyone in the chat. Thank you very much for tuning in, and to all of our dedicated viewers as well. It's been fantastic to have you here for the time being, and our new viewers as well. Thank you very much. And to our donors throughout the chat, thank you also. For us here at Sensational TV, it's time to go. Chris Munro will always be himself and an excellent commentator. Hooroo to yourself, and I'm Zach O'Reilly, and guess what? You're not. But for the next time, as always, at Sensational TV, goodbye for now, and as always, keep it flat out.